Anyways, back to business. Alright, boys, let's get started. Some of you guys may remember the little guidance stream that I did, the Vice stream that I did for Seraph, I think it is. If my memory served me correctly, I think it is. Amazing. And kind of wanted to do the same thing for Onigashima. I'd debated doing one for Rashomon, but not only was I super busy during the time, part of which included me being lazy as fuck, in part because I was so busy. I guess it's a vicious cycle. But yeah, I ended up not doing one. And besides, it was only for a week anyway. And it was super simple. Either you could do the raids or not. There's not really much of a if and or but about it. It's either you could do the raids or you go do something. Either you can do the 6 mil, or if you can't, then just downgrade one by one until you can do something. That's pretty much it. But this time around, Onigashima is going to be for 2 weeks, which is actually kind of a long time for a rerun event. I mean, what do I know? What have our reruns been lately? Anyway, have they been the same duration as the original runs? Like what, for 2 weeks and shit, or a week and a half? If that's the case, then I guess there's nothing out of the ordinary with this one. Either way, though, 2 weeks is still a decent chunk of time. So that, and for those of you who don't have Kitogi, I'm sure this is a very important event. Because this is literally the last time you can ever get him, and past this, well, you're fucked. So, kind of an important event. Anyways, what's going on, Artemis? How's it going tonight? It's gonna be a different kind of stream. I'm not gonna be farming. I know, right? What kind of Farmville degenerate doesn't farm on stream? Instead, we're gonna sit here and try to help people who are trying to get ready for Onigashima, which you should have been already doing, but in whatever off chance that you haven't, this is why we have the stream. So yeah, like I said, this is gonna I want this to be similar to my Seraph guidance stream, where I just sit here for the next hour, 2 hours. So it's gonna be a short stream, because obviously I'm not planning to do anything other than, you know, help people, or try to anyway. So yeah, stream's open. Ask away, I guess. Similar deployment premises. You were there, weren't you, RMS? I keep forgetting, or I forgot that you were there. Yeah, now that I think about it, now that I think back a month ago or so, it's already been a month. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were there. Yeah. What's Farmville? It's a super secret Discord server where whales like me congregate to flap our little whale flippers. More or less. Is Onigashima's damage mechanics the same as Gura Gura? Damage mechanics the same as Gura Gura? Are you talking in terms of servant bonuses? Let's see, if I recall correctly, or do I recall correctly is the question overall. If you're talking about damage bonuses, literally, if there's a Japanese server in the game, they have a damage bonus. That also includes people like Chloe and Ilya. Even though they're not full Japanese, they're still half, so they count. Only 60%, but hey, better than nothing, right? But that's the kind of damage bonuses you're looking at. So if that's what you're talking about, then yes, we do have one again. Literally, if you have a Japanese servant, they have a damage bonus. Depending on who they are, though, they get either a weaker one. The weakest bonus is 60%. The second strongest is, after that, is 80, and the strongest is 100%. Only Kintoki and Raiko have 100%, which makes sense because it's their event. The 80% are anyone else who either participate in the main story or yeah, if there are people who participate, like physically participate in the main story, then they get 80%, which somehow Amakusa is in there somewhere. I think he shows up with like Fuma or something, so he's there, and hence he gets an 80% damage bonus. So I guess if you have an Amakusa, and you've been wondering when the fuck you'll ever get to use them anytime soon, I guess now's your chance. And then everybody else who's Japanese but isn't part of the main story, they get 60. So there you go. So Onigashima will come 6th of June. Yeah, that's in... Well, technically it's tomorrow. Well, technically it's 2 days, but it's literally tomorrow. If you really want to... well, if you're someone like me who stays up late at night. Would you consider Kintoki Rai to be good for free-to-play? He's one of the 2 broken free-to-play servants, so yes, he's pretty good. He's like he's top 3 by far, easily top 3 free-to-play servants. Those 3 being himself, Chloe, and BB. Can we see your support setup for Onigashima? RMS, do you happen to remember? Were you part of Farmville last year when the OG Onigashima was running? I don't remember because I haven't been talking with you or we haven't known each other for that long. I don't think. If anyone in my Twitch chat remembers what we had, oh god, that's loud. If anybody in my Twitch chat remembers what kind of support we had for Onigashima, for sure Raiko was in Berserker slot because she's an event servant. Okay, so you weren't there during then. Hey, what's going on, Lauren? How's it going? Magic Record launches on FGNA's anniversary. Lol, it's intentional. They're being published by the same company, so it's intentional. And likely, Hamster Squad is probably going to be in charge of that game too, unless they've already confirmed that it's not the same team. In which case, then you know I take that back. But it's more than likely intentional. But anyways. Just to be safe, if you're wondering who you should put on your support, just put up damage bonus servants. So that way the game kind of makes it easy for you. Let's see. I believe last year the what was it? The Rakasa node? What was that node? What was that fucking demon node called? Let's take a look at the map. Go to tower node. There, yeah, the Rakshasa node. So the Rakshasa node in Onigashima, one of the toughest node on the tower level, on the bottom right. That was the if you weren't going for Golden Sumo, well, you could still go for Golden Sumo there, but I farmed for Golden Sumo last year in a different node because it supposedly had a better drop rate for Golden Sumo can be farmed at different at slightly better rates at different nodes, so that's why I didn't spend all my time at Rakshasa, at least not in the beginning, because I was going for 4 extra copies of Sumo. But once I got all my Sumo copies, I went over to a Rakshasa and farmed out the rest of the event there. So there's that. So I guess you could form your support list around potential servants you could use for the Rakshasa node, I guess, because that's the heart node, and literally everybody always needs hearts. So That wouldn't be a bad way to structure your support setup around. And that's got what? Archers. That's a mixed class. So either way, you're still probably gonna be using damage bonus servants. So yeah, just stack your support list with the fucking event servants. Any hero-proof drops? Any hero-proof drops? I don't think so. Oh, I'm looking at Trinipedia. I'm not really seeing any hero-proof icons. Yeah, I think you're out of luck on this one. Yeah, I think you're out of luck with this one, cause keep in mind, due to the nature of this event, most of your enemies, if not all of them, are gonna be like demons, like little Oni demons. So yeah, it doesn't really make much sense for them to be able to drop you hero proofs. They drop you a lot of other shit, but just not proofs, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Let's see, does the shop have any? Let's see. Nah, I'm not seeing any in shop either. Dude, does the damage point ladder have any? Well, actually, no. The damage point ladder usually doesn't really carry bronze metal or bronze mats, because that wouldn't really make much sense. Kind of a waste of a damage ladder space, to be honest. So, nah. I think you're out of luck if you want hero proofs. Pepega phone. It's the Pepega phone. It's the next logical upgrade from Pepega. Hey, thanks for the link for the Onigashima infographic, Deviant. First Onigashima, is it worth the farm for 2 limit broken golden sumos? I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. Consider. That's what I did for last year. Cause I believe last year what happened was last year they gave you 6 sumo copies. You could get 5. How did we get our sumo copies? I know you could buy them from shop. Yeah, you could buy them from shop. You can buy, the rerun here says that you can get 4 sumo copies from shop. Let's see, and I want to say there was a way you could get 2 more. I see 1 sumo copy in the damage ladder, and you can get it pretty fast at 5 million at 5 million points. So that's pretty quick. Let me see if there's like a second sumo in the damage ladder somewhere. I don't think so. I'm not seeing it. It only really gives you 1. So as long as you clear out shop and as long as you do the damage ladder, you should be able to get a full limit broken copy just by itself. Maybe I did farm 5 extra copies. I don't know how I got 6. Did the original run let you have 6 copies right off the bat? God, I must be losing my fucking mind. But in any case, whatever the case, I did actually farm 4 or 5 extra copies, whichever it was, for a second one. Which, if I go to my craft essences, you can see right here. I've got 1 full go. I got 1 super sumo there, and I got the second one on the way. So, but yes, it's very important to farm for 2 sumos if you really want, especially if you're a free-to-play. And so here's why I think as a free-to-play or like a cheap-to-play, it's important to have multiple copies of sumo, because if you're a free-to-play or a cheap-to-play, you're not really gonna have a CE list that looks something like this. This is a pretty fucking whale CE list where I have 4 fucking super scopes that are all max, and I have whatever the hell else up there, and ignoring all the other like generic level 80, you know, free as craft essences and the max bonsies. Like, forget that. Just looking at the level 93 sumo and above, you don't as a free to play and cheat to play, chances are you're not gonna have chances are the top of your CE list is not gonna look something like that. So being able to have a powerful craft essence like Golden Sumo, multiple copies of it, is just gonna help you all that much more, because then you don't really have to worry about, you know, I have one, I can give this one guy Golden Sumo, but I want to bring like a hybrid support DPS servant, but I don't really know what to give him because I don't really have any of the better options, because you know I'm a salty free to play, so having a second Golden Sumo just helps your life out all that much more, in my opinion. I could be talking about out of my ass, because I am clearly not a free-to-play, and what the fuck do I know about what free-to-plays go through? But trying to be as logical as possible, that's how I would approach that. So definitely, if you've got the time, the motivation, and like the apples to spare, definitely would recommend going for like a second Golden Sumo copy. Now, if you played last year and you already have a copy, a Max Broken copy already, or maybe you have a few extra non-copied or non-combined sumos, and you just need to farm like a few more to get your second, then don't even bother, because you're gonna get your second one anyway, just by doing the rerun. And boom, there you go, you have your 2 golden sumos right there. But for those of you guys who have not played this event yet, and this is your first time, you know, this is your first rodeo, then yeah, I would definitely recommend going for a double sumo. Time for those 3 golden apples to say bye-bye. Honestly, man, it's probably, I'm gonna be real with you here, it's gonna take you a lot more than just 3 golden apples. That being said, you do have 2 full weeks to try to go for enough copies for a second extra, you know, a second extra sumo copy, but you might want to consider burning some of those apples that you may or may not have. Okay, the original did have only 5. Why do I remember the original run giving you 6? How the hell did I remember that? God, my memory is so shot these days. Doesn't help that I had a fever over the weekend. Thank God I'm better now. But okay, that makes sense. Because now that I think about it, why the fuck would an event give you 6 copies of an event CE, especially sumo of all things? Lucky enough, we got 5 right off the bat. What exactly are we talking about? We are talking about. This is another guidance stream, just like the one I did for Seraph. I'm just trying to give advice and help people out for those people who have questions about the event. If you burn Kentucky Red, you get mana prisms or rare mana prisms. Regular, you don't get rare. We don't have that quality of life yet. We're not JP. Even though Delightworks spoils us by giving us quality of life shit a full year in advance, no, we don't have that yet. As far as I'm concerned. Is Rayako stronger if she's MP2 or higher? Well, yeah, of course. The higher her MP level, the stronger she gets. You can still get 5 with the rerun. If you're talking about sumo, yeah. You get 4 from the shop, and you can buy 4 from the shop, and you can just get you can get 1 within the first 5 million points on the damage ladder, which is like 1 6 million raid, which should be pretty simple. Like, these raids should be a lot easier than the ones you had to go through in Rashomon, because there is a new mechanic now, or it's a mechanic and an item for this event where they're called beans. They're called beans, and they're basically card buffs, permanent card buffs, 50% card buffs for your entire party. So that makes it a lot easier, because all you need to do is you know, take like a super strong DPS team. Now that we have Merlin in the game, should be pretty easy to make one, and pop a Buster Bean and fucking go ham. Suzuka shares what the Emi is in all the duration of the raid up. What do you mean, Darkness? You mean like their damage bonus? Or like a gacha raid up? Because as far as I'm concerned, they're not on gacha. If you're talking about damage, then yeah. They both have a 60% damage bonus. And it persists throughout the entire event. When can you do the best heart node? The best heart node is the Rakshasa node at the tower level. It's on the bottom right corner of the screen, or on the event map rather. I recall, hey, RMS or anybody else in chat. If I recall correctly, the Rakshasa node didn't come out immediately, did it? We had to wait a little bit for it to come out, right? Like I don't know how many days we had to wait, like 5? A week? I don't know. But I'm fairly certain it didn't come out right away. At least that's not what I remember. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong too. Excuse me. Okay, the Rakshasa nodes come out the second on the second week of the event, so the second half. You have to clear all the main quests. Okay, there you go. Hey, Scarface, what's going on, man? Probably picked up a sumo drop very early on. Maybe, yeah, probably. I just don't know how, though. I just don't know how. Because I vividly remember, last year, I vividly remember going to the cavern node where you had to, where you fight Dantes, because Kazemai said that the cavern node had a slightly higher drop rate for sumos than the other nodes. So I just after I was done farming out shop and whatnot, I just went over to a cavern and just beat up Dante's over and over until he dropped me 4 copies. He was actually really nice. It only took me like what 4 or 5 days. So yeah, I remember getting 4 copies from him. I just don't know where I got that initial first one. Interesting. Do the free quests have a first clear reward? I think they do. I think they should, right? Yeah. Most of them should. I think. Actually, do they? Actually, no, wait, hold on. Do they? Nah. Back this shit up. Back this shit up. No, actually, no, some of them do. In fact, I think all the free quests do. They give you beans, though. The card buff beans. So, quick beans, arts beans, buster beans, les beans. Wait, what? But yeah, they do have a first time clear reward. They just give you beans though that you can use for the raids, or for the free quests themselves. The event doesn't care where you use them. At least I'm pretty sure you can use the beans literally anywhere, right? It's not just the raids. You can use them in any free quest. Pretty sure. How quickly do you think the first Oni will fall? It doesn't really matter, because it's obvious by this point that the hamster squad is running the raids. We're just tagging along for the ride. Based hamster squad plowing through all our raids for us. Just confirm, Rashomon will not come back again, right? Yeah, Rashomon won't come back. At least as far as JP is concerned, Rashomon has never come back. So pretty sure it's safe to say you can, if you don't need some of the Rashomon Cs anymore, you can just burn them for C. I'm not sure to drop some gold saber gems. I'm pretty sure one of the raids drops gold saber gems. I'm pretty sure I remember one of the raids dropping saber cookies. Does Trinipedia have a fucking... Does it even show the raids? Come on, Trinipedia, where are the fucking raids? But I'm fairly certain one of the raids has saber gems or saber cookies. First gate. So that's the first gate. What about the second gate? Because there is a Saber Oni at some point. I just don't know. I just don't recall which one it is. Because the green Oni has is a caster. The Arts I think the Arts Oni is the Saber one. I think. Should be, right? Might be. Am I forgetting shit again? Yeah, it's the arts Oni. He's a saber. So I would imagine that he drops saber cookies. Am I assuming that right? Blue Oni is a rider. No, he's a saber. At least I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I remember getting saber cookies during some raids. But it has been a year, and my memory is questionable, so... If you end up not getting any saber cookies, don't say I didn't warn you. Hey Sinister, what's going on, man? Green is caster, blue is saber, and red is rider, yeah. That's it, man. That's it. Where do you farm Zerker skill mats, the blue metal thingies? You mean the blue gems? Either Zerk class dailies, like the 10 or 20 AP, or maybe even 31. Or, if you want to be lazy and efficient, but also super grindy at the same time, just wait for a lotto. That's what you should be doing anyway. Yeah, K-Dross, what's going on, man? Sorry for the delayed response, trying to talk to the YouTube fellows here. Do you get Golden Boy's animation up there or no? No, that's next year. This ain't the event for it. Unless DW pulls a fast one on us, but that's not gonna happen because they've already demonstrated that they don't consider animation updates quality of life stuff. It's game content. So no, we don't get that. We don't get that shit early. I believe Setsubun was the Setsubun? What was that the event? It's that Japanese tower event. At the start of next year, some shit. Or after Da Vinci or whenever it was. It's that event, I'm pretty sure. But not yet. Our anniversary might be on time. Haha! Oh, you're funny! No, a year is still 377 days. They're gonna have an anniversary during Anime Expo like they always do. Here for some comfy Onigashima review. Yep. Just trying to help out the peoples with a sexy foxy wife on the screen, which is always nice. When's Expo? July. Does it start on the 4th this year? I guess it does. Technically, it starts on the 3rd, because now Day Zero is an actual thing. After so many years of people showing up on Day Zero and calling it Day Zero, X was finally like, yeah, let's make Day Zero a legit thing now. Which they still have a ways to go to make an actual Day Zero, but they're working on it. But yeah, starts on the 4th. In my opinion, it starts on the 3rd, because that's when people show up to pick up their badges and shit. If they hadn't like gotten them what is it, mailed it to them for whatever reason, like maybe they're out of the country or whatever, or and yeah, if they want to check out the place, because now Axe is selling Day Zero badges, and that lets you walk around and get inside and walk around. You can't really do anything, but you can check out the place. You can check out the place, which is cool, I guess. When's GSSR during Anime Expo? So I'm going to assume, because they've always done this for the past 2 years, the panel will be on the 6th. So expect GSSR on July 6th. Any summer server you want MP5 yet? Maybe Squirtle? I don't know. That's iffy. I'm gonna have to see what my financial situation's like when summer hits. Because, oh boy, if I want to MP5 Squirtle, I have to think about my quartz when I transition into Summer 2. Because that's going to be rough. When's Neurofest? Fall? Yeah, like September. Axe meetup? No. Sorry, I'm not that kind of guy. If you run into me, just say hi. Well, I'll say hi back. I'm probably going to be doing my own thing. Axe is kind of like a... I see Axe more as a tradition that me and my friends go to every year, and I hang out with my friends, and we just run around. We just walk around and do shit, or split up on our own to go do our own shit, and then get back together and have fun. But I've been going there for 9 years. This is our 9th year, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we've been going there for like 8-9 years, and it's really hard for me to break my habit of seeing Axe as like a friend, as like a social thing, to go out with friends and just hang out for like a week and just be degenerate weebs together. The idea of the concept of me going there with the intention of meeting up with people who watch me on YouTube is very foreign to me, and I don't know. I'm fairly confident I'm not going to act on that. They have FGO panel at Axe. That's what they do every year. Every year, nep. Ever since 2 years ago. 2 years ago, when FGO was first released, they had a major they had their own panel in the biggest if not the biggest panel hall in the convention center, called Petrie Hall. Petrie Hall's, I'm pretty sure, the biggest like panel hall, or like a room where you can host panels in. So they do that shit. Oh, those are all pretty fucking good. There. Is your ball buster MP5? Yes, she's already MP5. Took me 3,800, but I got it an MP5. Damn it. You really want cool altar? Bros before hoes, as some people might say. You want that cool altar? Just get that cool altar. You're gonna get those demon party hats? No need, because got my own. Fuck. This could honestly be like my my dunce cap. Let's see if I can try to balance it for like a hot minute. This is actually kind of hard because it's very slippery. I guess it kind of works. Fuck. Yeah. I can just sit right here. You kept the hat? Of course! Why would I throw it away? It's Barbados. I got to bully him all the time in my room now. But there's 6 to collect? Maybe. But the only one that matters is Barbados, because he's a meme. Memes are worth keeping. Andromalius? Andromalius who? What's the best way to grind up Mystic Codes? There is a best way, but that requires you to have a craft essence. Do you have this craft essence, Tyler Berry? Where is it? I think I'm past it, right here. Do you have this craft essence? If you do, use it. If you don't, is this in the Rare Man Prism shop yet? Let's check. Nope, not yet. It should be the next craft essence. Mana Prism craft essence come back in Rare Mana Prism shop. But the best way to grind Mystic Code XP is to use that craft essence that I showed you just now, called Personal Lesson. Yeah, Personal Lesson. Yeah, Personal Lesson. Because it increases your Mystic Code XP gain by 10%. And if you can find somebody on your support list who also has that CE equipped on one of their servants, those two stack. So you're getting 20%, which is very good. 20% extra Mystic Code XP over a long period of grinding, especially when you're grinding shit like 40 AP event nodes, because 40 AP event nodes are really good sources of master level XP and bond level and what is it, Mystic Code XP. It's really good for all those three, because typically they give you more than your average free quest or whatever. To be fair, to play devil's advocate rather, free quests are more efficient technically because per AP I believe most of them are still better than 40 AP event nodes. If you really care about like AP efficiency, like how much XP you're getting per AP point. But the thing is that you're probably gonna be farming event nodes more than you're farming free quests. So at that point, you might as well just farm Mystic Code levels and bond levels and shit like that during event nodes anyway. And they give you a lot anyway, so it's not that bad. So you want to have those Cs. If you don't, then not really much else you can do. Like maybe if you have like some of these plus 50 Cs, like there are some Cs that give you like plus 50 Mystic Code XP. Do I have an example of this? God. I know I have my Altera C, the Spiritron Portrait one. That's Master XP. But there are like random Cs in this game that you may or may not have that like give you like plus 50 Mystic Code XP. Those aren't really too good though because you get Master XP or you get Mystic Code XP. Sorry. By like the tens of thousands, and plus 50 is not really gonna change much. I guess it's better than nothing though. But because of that, you really want the Personal Lesson Mystic Code because that's a percentage increase, not like a flat fixed rate. Hey Clockwood, what's going on, man? I'm doing fine. Last week was fucking hell, but I'm back from the brink. I'm gonna farm for a full party of Golden Sumos? No. I both don't want to, and I don't have the time to. This month is going to be very busy for me in terms of videos. Yeah. I explained why that's going to be the case in my Wales log video that I put up yesterday or 2 days ago. So if you want to know why, I'll explain later. But if you want to know why now, just go watch that and towards like the very end. But yeah, I probably won't have the time to farm mean farm like that. Who are you picking for the outfit? CE anniversary. Tom was not there, right? I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a look again. Also, I like how we stopped talking about the Onigashima and we drifted back off into random question territory again. I guess that's what happens. That happened last time in the last Rashomon stream. Hey Schleish, how's it going? Will I see you again at Anime Expo? By the way, K-Drill, I know you're a Florida guy. Florida guy. You flying out or you staying comfy? You staying comfy? Cause I know some people fly out. Just wondering if you're one of them. Of course, of course. We can go back and we can go hang out with X-Zero and the others and go eat shitty pad thai together. Woo! Shitty pad thai at fucking 7 or 8 or fucking some shit like that in the evening. And I drink. What did I get? I think I bought fucking OJ with that. And I downed that shit. Not gonna lie though, the leftover pad thai I took back with me to the hotel, even though it was shitty, it fucking saved my ass. I was so hungry when I got back to our hotel at like what fucking midnight, 1 a.m. after all the late night after we'd gone all to all of our late night panels. Jeez, that pad thai was fucking disgusting, but it fucking saved my ass. Staying comfy, all right. Alrighty. Hopefully you can catch the FGO stream, because I believe last year, chat confirmed this for me, but I believe for last year's FGO Anime Expo stream, they actually live streamed that shit. Pretty sure they did that. So no reason why they wouldn't do that this year again. So hopefully you can catch that. Any free-to-play servers you'd recommend for the event? Well, obviously Chloe, Kintoki if you have him. And Kintoki, even if you don't have him, because you will get him, and as long as you play, of course. And once you're done with all the main quests, he will become permanent, and he has a 100% damage boost, and he's already broken on top of it. So giving him a double damage boost on top of it, just makes him is like the dumbest idea ever that DW could have ever. Thank God it's limited only to this event. Because imagine if you had that outside of the event. Hi, Tuhu, how are you? Hey, Umbi, what's going on, man? I'm doing fine. Unless you get blocked from streaming it. I'm pretty sure they're okay with streaming it. Pretty sure nothing wrong is gonna happen. Hopefully. They live stream on Twitch? Yeah. They've had the Hamster Squad's had the Hamster Squad's streamed before on the Anime USA Twitch channel. What was that? It? Let me check. Aniplex USA. Yeah, it's this link right here. They've done their streams before on this channel right here. So if they will stream the panel, it's probably gonna be to that. Either that or Anime Expo itself will have their own Twitch channel. And they will be streaming like all the Petrie Hall, the Petrie Hall panels, because those are the major panels. Like Petrie Hall is where the biggest panels are held, like industry panels and like super popular like panels and shit like that, you know. So, because I think it seats like 1,000, 2,000 even. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. It's so big, in fact, that they even have to have multiple projector screens in the middle of the rooms on both sides. So there's like there's like I think 5 screens total in that room, because there's one for the front rows and it's on the right side because it's on the right. There might be 6 actually, because there might be 2 on both sides, or 1 on each side. because in the middle that you got the tables for the staff and the panelists and the guests of honor to sit in, and then I think they had two screens for the front rows, so you could just look at whichever screen was closest to you, and they had another set of two screens for like the next, however many rows behind you, and they had another set for the last for all the rest of the ones in the back. So that's all to give you a sense of how big that room is. Now give me your luck, please. No, you don't want my luck. If you ask me for my luck, I'm gonna give you my 2300 my 2300 no SSR luck. I don't think you want that. Just gonna be completely honest with you. Main damage buff is Raiko and Kiraido Kentoki, yes. How hard are you going on Holmes? I don't know yet, Black Cell. I don't know. I do believe he has a few rate ups, so I'm not worried about getting him to MP5 immediately. He's not like an immediate MP5. Excuse me, an immediate MP5 priority. I'll probably be rolling on the Agartha banners, with Holmes, with Sherlock, because I believe the Sherlock banners rotate with Singularity banners. So yeah, we'll see how my luck is there, because that's the banner where I'm gonna be MP5ing Columbus, because fucking Columbus has no fucking rate ups at all. There should be a rerun feature for new players once their event is pretty much pretty much over, or confirmed not to be ran again, so that they can get the welfares. Yeah, well, either that or at least give newer players some way of being able to acquire event welfare servants again. Yeah, I agree with that. Because even NA's been running for long enough to the point where we have our own welfares who can no longer be obtained, even here. So, yeah, hopefully, here's the hoping that DW thinks of something. And by think of something, I mean they're gonna be fucking lazy, and they're just gonna add them to Rare Mana Prism shop and be like, hey guys, you joined late? Guess what? Fucking pay us those fucking Rare Mana Prisms, buddy. When the class banners somewhat count as raid ups. Is that in response to what I was complaining about Columbus? Well, yeah, that's one of Columbus's own literal only raid ups. Same thing with Bedivere. Only 2 solo raid ups? Fuck. And that changes things. Oh god, we got derailed again. Alrighty, boys, I'm gonna need you to ask me more Onigashima questions. Otherwise, if no one's got any more Onigashima questions, I am getting the fuck off, because I have videos to work on, and they ain't gonna make themselves. I want to get those how-to videos that I'm working on right now out before the weekend. And I know I can do it, it's just I gotta get my ass to doing it. How hard the main quest for Onigashima? They shouldn't be that hard. Like, don't even worry about it. It's the it's more the raids than I guess the challenge quest that you should be more worried about. Remember, you have a damage bonus mechanic in this event. Literally anybody who's Japanese has a damage bonus, and it's at least 60%, so it's not bad. So it shouldn't be that hard. That, and you also have the same mechanic from Rashomon, where you have two types of CEs that give you even more buffs or even more damage buffs. Because sumo is like Shana from Rashomon, where it gives you a double damage bonus on top of everything else, and Hot Springs is like Carp, where it gives everybody on your team a 50% damage bonus or something like that. I know it's 50% when it's limit broken, or something like that, or maybe it's 100 even. So it shouldn't be that hard by itself, and it gets easier with those damage buffs and Cs, and it gets even easier because you also have all those beans on top of that you can use literally whenever in the event. You can only use them one at a time, but hey, you can spam them. Like, if you're coming out of Rashomon thinking that afraid that Onigashima is gonna be like on a similar level, it's really not. It's basically, think of Onigashima as Rashomon, but with so many more options. Like, you have an entire event map. You have you have damage bonuses for all your Japanese servants. You have more damage bonuses and more damage bonuses, and you have free quests that are pretty good from what I recall from farming it last year. Pretty good, honestly, because the demon node is both hearts and feathers. And who doesn't want to farm both hearts and feathers? And they're both in the same node. Who doesn't want that shit? Well, me, but I'm not most people. So, who doesn't, excluding me and other weirdos like me, who doesn't like that shit? Chloe, Uriel, or Orion for Blue Oni. All three. And literally any of them. Just for envy, I have a video on my channel called, and I shit you not, I have a video called Modern... What was it again? What was that video again? Okay, I don't want to butcher the title, because I know I have it. Let's see. No, I don't want the fucking dashboard. Go to my YouTube. Let's see. Modern... Let's see. Okay, so I shit you not, I have a video called Fate Modern Yuri Fair 2, and brackets NAFGO Onigashima. It is a 4-minute video of me buff stacking the ever-living hell out of Uriel, and with some good RNG, I fucking two-turned the Blue Oni. A 6 million Blue Oni. Hello? Stream? Is stream deading? Because I just dropped like 335. For some reason, OBS said my internet was just fucking just like that. Hopefully none of y'all noticed that. Sumo on Uriel, she puts out like fucking 3 million damage per shot on average, and I just fucking two-turned his ass. So there you go. Does Onigashima drop Grease? Grease? That's kind of odd to want to farm, because most people don't really need Grease. We'll see though. there should be a node that you can farm grease. Like Onigashima was one of the I think it was one of our very first events where if there was like a gold mat in the game, you could probably farm for it somewhere. As I say that though, as I say that, let's see. There's Bloodstone Tears, or there's a node where you can farm Bloodstone Tears. Trying to check. I'm gonna try to see. Trying to see if there's like if there's like grease or tallow in the damage ladder or the shop anywhere. Nah, I can't really find any. You might be out of luck with tallow or grease, as this game calls it. Actually, hold on. There's this handy dandy little infographic here. I can just check this. Let's see. There's roots, which is an America mat, and Greece is also an America event. Yeah, there is a node. There is a it's in Tea House though. Yeah, it's in Tea House. It's on the Tea House node on what? The advanced difficulty. So there you go, I guess. So you can farm for Greece there. I just don't know what the rates are over there. You need that computer replaced? Oh, that wasn't my processor this time. You'll know if it was my processor because on my stream it fucking glitches and you get the green screen tearing and shit. That was my internet. That's my actual internet connection. Which is strange because I hadn't really been streaming I hadn't really streamed at all for the past like 2 or however many weeks. I just stream now, and all of a sudden my internet's like, "Oh my god, he's streaming again!" It's fucking shits the bed. So, yeah, that ain't my computer this time. That being said, I do have a new PC on the way. So, hopefully that'll fix things. But yeah. MP2 Dandy or a Uriel for a blue Oni? Probably Uriel. Probably. I mean, hey, if you can have Dandy Man fucking blast his ass with like, you know, double Merlin and shit, then by all means. Because remember that the blue Oni, it has arts resistance. That's why he's the blue Oni. So you know, you could use a Buster and then drop a Buster bean on your team, and he has right away he's got a 50% Buster buff that lasts for the entire raid. So you could do something like that. Like if let's say for example, you don't have a Uriel leveled, which why wouldn't you? Who doesn't have a Uriel leveled? But in case you don't, but your Dandy Man is, then sure. Just drop a Buster Bean on his ass and fucking blast him. What's up for today? We're just talking about Onigashima strats. Well, less strats and more advice, but you know. Yeah, all the Onis are male. Literally everybody. So anybody who's got anti-male, oh boy, this is literally heaven. Let's just they're gonna be sniping. They're gonna be fucking blasting everybody. That quick demon, or the quick Oni, the green one. Yeah, he's a caster. Guess who's an SSR rider who has an anti-male overcharge? Haha. Oh, did I also mention she's also a buster? Oh, we also have somebody who has who buffs Buster Servants, right? Oh yeah, he's a thing now. Yeah, Maeve wrecked that Oni last year. Guess what she's gonna do to him this year? Is it stream like a Q&A? Yeah, pretty much. It's literally a Q&A, straight Q&A. MP3 Orion or MP5 Uriel. I would actually. It depends on their skill levels. Depends on their skill level. If you have Uriel's skill level, I don't know how the exact math works out, but in that situation, I would put the cutoff as or I would put what's the phrase for this? The deciding factor as, is your Orion skills at least all six? If they are, then use her. If not, go with Uriel. Or if your Uriel doesn't have good skills either, or good skill levels either, then go with whoever's got higher skills. Why are Oni male enemies with bananas hands aren't hand enemies? Um, because there's probably different. Not probably. There are different types of hand enemies. The one DW wants to intends for you to do or to fight are the ones that drop you like the ember hands, the ones that go like this. I guess DW programmed the Ibaraki hands a bit differently, so that's why they didn't count. I guess. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not the devs. I'm not as stupid as they are. Ha! Got him. Uriel 646 and Orion is 444. Honestly, in that case, you might wanna go with Uriel 646, cause that cooldown reduction is pretty important. So I would go with Uriel in your case. How would you set up your support list? Literally just stack damage servants. Just stack whoever your who is it? Your best Japanese servants, and just go with that and just stack them. And if you don't have certain event servants leveled up, just replace them with whoever's your best farmers. Go for Gartha banners. Just MP1 everybody. They're all permanent, or at least one Skirishade, and however many 4-stars show up with her. How do I pronounce the N-word? Let's see. Get out of my chat. George Solo Raiko? You could. If you were insane, you could make George your arts DPS, which is possible. Alright, RMS, thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. What classes of radar are the Onis? First one's caster, second one's saber, and third one's rider. So in other words, quick is first. So quick is caster. After him is saber, who's the arts one. So arts saber, and the third one is buster, who's a rider. Buster rider. What C's for support list? Either gotcha C's for extra drops, or the damage C's. It again, it really depends on who you have on your support list. Just as a general rule of thumb, I would say to put because you can actually farm shit in this event, unlike Rashomon. God, Rashomon was fucking terrible for mat farming. I would suggest putting like people like Waver on caster with like a gotcha C, because I believe the gotcha C's boost your currency drops. So typically people are going to be looking for you know drop boosts, like currency shop, like the shop currency boosts. So they'll probably look for that first, and then you can put like if you have both Merlin and Waver, you can stick like Merlin to your all slot or something with like a what was it, a Hot Springs, which is the team-wide damage buff, or vice versa. Either way should work, honestly. Kentucky overall best welfare? Well, best welfare is it's always going to be a topic of debate. There's no one best servant. But he's easily top 3, if you were to ask me. People prefer Waver and Merlin over Tammy for caster support. For general teams, yes. You only take Talamo for arts teams. You give her any other team to work with, she doesn't really work. That's just her nature, as that's just her nature as a servant in this game. She doesn't work with any other team, just arts teams. So if you would just want general support for farming or whatever the hell, then you take Waver and Merlin. They're far more useful. Did you get new guns? I rolled a little bit earlier today. I think I like 50 contracts or so. I did end up managing to get Type 64 and who's the other one again? K2. If you not Merlin and Waver, you should put Hans or Media, or does it not matter because everyone would be using Waver and Merlins? Yeah, not gonna lie, Sinister. If you don't have Merlin and Waver, more than likely no one's really gonna bother picking your shit. Not gonna lie. Pretty hard to convince people to not take a support Merlin or a support Waver. We want to talk best welfare. BB is literally the only servant that destroys Avengers. Yeah, and she doesn't destroy anybody else. And even if she does, it's gonna be pretty fucking slow, cause that 8k damage rating though. That's why I say top 3. And like I mentioned earlier, the top 3, in my opinion, are Golden, or Kentucky Rider, Chloe, and BB. Because they all have their really strong niches. Who should be prioritized to get Sumo, and who's okay with regular? If you're just talking about like a general gameplay sense, then your strongest DPS should get Limit Broken Sumo. And whoever you're supporting DPS should get the other one. Void with double Fox? I would suggest Waver Talamo Void, honestly. Because you're gonna get more damage output out of Void with a Waver instead of an extra Tam, with an extra Tam. Because remember, Waver not only has his 30% attack buff, but he also has his MP, and that's at least a 30% defense reduction. That cannot be resisted, by the way. So that debuff and his attack buff stacks much better with Talamo's arts buff. And Void Shiki has her own arts buff and attack buff. So yeah, I would suggest Waver Tam and not Double Tam. Double Tam actually, I don't really like Double Tam as much, cause it's way more one-dimensional than Waver Tam is. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about Double Tam from a gameplay perspective. From a waifu perspective, of course. Fucking give me. I want to get double. It's my fucking degenerate weeb-ass dream to get double teamed by Tam. But from a gameplay perspective, I'm not a fan. Can't really say. Event is tonight? Nope, not tonight. Tomorrow night. Lance Scotty be better for buffing Kentucky or double waiver? Waiver Lance Scotty, if the Oni bosses are divine, I don't know if they have the divine characteristic or the divine trait. If they do, maybe bringing Lancer Skaha might be worth it. If they're not, I still think double waiver is better. Check if the Onis are divine. If they're not, I'm leaning more towards double waiver. Is full Ibaraki 9610 good enough for Onigashima? Wasn't there last year. She level some AoE servants too. If you're, I assume you're only really talking about the raids. You should probably actually no, you don't really need to. That being said though, you might wanna pick somebody other than Ibaraki. It's not that Ibaraki can't do damage. It's just that it's probably in your best interest to counterclass rather than take a berserker. I mean, I'm sure you can make it work. There's nothing wrong with bringing Ibaraki. It's just that you have a lot of other servers who can do her job better as a DPS. Level 98 Kojiro, how good do you think he's gonna be? I mean, he'll be a bit better. I mean, if anything, he'll probably take down the Buster Oni. So there's that at least. Alright, Mark. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. Is it worth grailing Tamo, Waver, or Merlin? I assume you're trying to grail for gameplay, which I can't agree. I can't say I agree with that. And honestly, no, it doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter. If you're looking for gameplay, why are you giving them grails? Sportcasters don't need grails. Your DPSs do. Because the grail stats matter on the attack more than the HP. Nobody gives a shit about HP stats. Unless you're me. But no. If you want gameplay grails for those three, my answer is don't grail them. Go use your grails on somebody who actually does damage. Is Shiki ever coming back? She will. In like a year. I think you're ready for the event. What are you doing wrong? Well, you haven't told me anything that would suggest that you're doing something wrong. It's either that or you typed it earlier and I just missed it. The only support caster that needs grails is Hans. Because he legit gets two-shot. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I've seen my Hans get one-shot before. Literally turn 1. You're not wrong, but... Hey, thanks, Chris. Got it done over the weekend, I think. I think? Yeah. I forgot when I cut my hair, by the way. Pepiga. Do you have a counter class server for every class, but none of them are single target MP? In Japanese, except for Ushi and Chloe. I mean, those two will do hilarious amounts of damage, even then. So, um, the quick Oni and the what is it? The arts Oni should be covered, but yeah, you're gonna have to think of a way to deal with the Buster Oni. You might have to borrow like a single target, like KH or something like that, from your assassin support, if you can find one, of course. Yeah, when you start a raid boss, you have like a first row of Berserker Onis to beat up for MP charge before you go into um, the Oni wave. So here's how the raids will work. They're very similar to Rashomon's raids, where turn one you've got a first row of three little demons, three little Oni, and you can just beat them up for MP charge and whatnot, and some extra star gen if you care about that. And then you go into the second wave, which is your raid wave, and you fight the big Oni, and you will fight a servant along with them. I know for a fact the Saber Oni, Tamamo's there, alongside him, and well, I forget the other two. Was Ushi one of the other two? I forget. But they are a different class, so it is kind of awkward sometimes to have to deal with the servant along with them. But the servant has far less health than the actual Oni himself. So because you're probably going to be so roided up on buffs, you even if the servant counterclasses you, you should still be able to just blast them out of the water, or just blast them out of the game. So they shouldn't really be a concern, as I don't think so. Or Kyo, in her case, she's a berserker, so you'll be able to blast her out of the water in any case. We have some MP single target Buster Assassin. KH. Also, I think Sanson? Am I remembering this right? Is Sanson a single target Buster Assassin? Are killing the hands important? There are no hands in the Onigashima raids. The crystals. Oh, and when you fight Raiko, I killed them. I always killed them when I had to deal with them. But let me check real quick. Let's see. Where is her final battle? So those two. Let's increase MP charge by 1. Increase MP charge by 1. Yeah, you might want to kill the crystals. Yeah, you might want to kill the crystals because I see Trinipedia is telling me, and Trinipedia being Trinipedia, this could be wrong, but from what it's telling me, the crystals have an ability that can charge NP gauge by 1. I don't know if that means self or targeted. I'm going to assume targeted, which is worst case scenario. So if that means they can charge Ushigozen's MP charge, then yeah, you might want to kill the crystals. So yeah, that's kind of important. Plus they drop you stuff, so there you go. They get smorked. Yes. Would an alter ego be good for this event? There's a lot of free quests that have a lot of mixed classes. So I guess if there's like a node that you want to farm that has like mixed classes, mixed cavalry classes, then I guess. Came into the stream, saw Foxy Waifu in swimsuit, and heard Tuhu say something about double Tomo is not tonight. How long did it take you to type that? I was talking about that like literally half an hour ago. The only non-quick writer you have leveled is Santa Alter. Would her MP3 Herc be better? Santa Alter probably, if you're trying to use her against the quick Oni. Melt has resistance against Kojiro. Excuse me? What kind of resistance are you talking about? Damage resistance? If you're talking about damage resistance, that's not true. Alter egos don't have damage resistance against cavalry classes. They only have damage. Damage bonuses against cavalry classes. Unless you're a foreigner, everybody else in this game does normal damage to alter egos. It's just that Melt does 50% extra damage against Kojiro because he's an assassin. Kojiro still does neutral damage against Melt. So I don't know what you mean by resistance there. Is it really bad that I can't find it with? I have no idea what you're trying to say, Elizabeth. Stones can only charge themselves, but Ushigozen has a skill that charges the entire party's MPH, including herself. Then yeah, that's kind of bad. Might want to kill the crystals anyway, or not actually, because the crystals take up action points off the enemy team as a whole. So yeah. So it might actually be a good idea keeping the crystals alive, so that Ushigozen only acts once per turn and not twice. Unless the crystals themselves are also berserkers, which they could be. Trinipedia says that they're casters, but they could be berserkers, just like the berserker hands on Ibaraki. Oh, your phone. Who's your favorite waifu, Tomo? Yeah. Looking at my screen, yeah, kind of safe to say that. What's the next event where we get gems in the shop? God, do I know? I don't know. Our next event after this that has a shop is probably Summer 1 Rerun. Check if that has gems. I don't know. Is it Kojiro? I'm checking it. I don't know what you guys are talking about with Kojiro and shit like that. Reminds me, you should probably set up your support in advance. Yeah, but you still have like a full day until then, because the event's not going to be until tomorrow night. Is there a challenge quest event? Yep, there is in fact a challenge quest for this event. As is the trend for all the events these days. Basically, you fight all three Onis and Ushigozen on top of that. Oh, and also you fight the crystals too. And Ushigozen has like what, 2 break bars, and she's got like 1,000,000 HP each. I don't think this should be too bad. Well, I say that now, and then Ushi being a berserker probably could wipe your entire team 3 times over. Just got here. What did you miss? Nothing much. Just 2 hours, just an hour and a half of me talking about, just trying to help people with Onigashima preparations. Did you farm when the best nodes are out? The best nodes are Rakshasa, and if you care about AP efficiency, then honestly, yes, you should wait until the best nodes are out. The best nodes are called the Rakshasa nodes, and they come out a week after the event starts, because those are the best in terms of currency drops, and more importantly, golden sumo drops. What's stupid that the fact that your iPod is on level 94, Camelot with only 3 5 your phone has great luck on Orleans on level 15. No, that's just called alt account luck. That's why you don't have alt accounts. Hey, why did my music stop all of a sudden? Yeah, what Lord Ashura said. You have the beat main story and you have the wait a week. I mentioned the wait a week part. Is it important to have Shiki Assassin MP battery low at 10? If you plan to use her as part of raids or farming, then yeah, 30% batteries are pretty important. Because 30% is a good number, because if you have your own waiver, or if you have your own Merlin and you take a support waiver or Merlin, whichever you're missing, then with a 30% battery, you can give Shiki like a what is it? Like a Black Grail, and you can still get it to 100% MP charge perfectly. Or give her Golden Sumo with this event, and then give her Merlin. Actually, that makes no fucking sense. Give her Waiver, and all he needs to do is just use his first two skills, and then boom, there you go. Shiki has 100% MP charge. Who am I personally using? Using for what? The raids? Literally anybody I feel like. Sounds like there's no use for sabers in this event. Not for the raids, probably not, but there are free quests with lancers in them, so use sabers there. Like the Rakshasa demon node down at the tower. There's quite a few lancers there because of the Amazon enemies, and they're all lancers for the most part. Lancers and maybe an archer here and there, something like that. So you'll be using sabers there, if nowhere else. Would you say it's worth going all in for MP2? Already have MP1. If you really like her and you care about getting more damage out of her, then yes, I would say so. Raiko is honestly kind of potato at MP1. MP2 makes her all that stronger. You will notice just how much stronger she is compared to MP1. If you're just kind of iffy on Raiko and you don't really feel like you're using her all that much anyway, then no, don't bother. But if you like her a lot, and or you find yourself using her a lot, then yes, it's absolutely worth going for MP2. Does MP3 make a huge difference to MP2 for Raiko? Not as much as from MP1 to MP2, obviously, but I would say it's still worth it, yes. Can we just go normal AP this event without apples to get that free servant? Well, Kintoki joins your party like in like the first or second main quest. And all you need to do to get him permanent is just complete all the main quests, and they're just time-gated. So literally just wait a week, and then make sure you just do all the main quests and shit, and boom, your Kintoki's free, or your Kintoki's permanent. So, to answer your question, I'm pretty sure yes. It shouldn't be that hard. Should you roll one Raikou and Tama on a raid up? If you want both of them, sure, yeah. Or is Tama even gonna be on raid up? Isn't it just her and Kintoki? Oh no, Tama's on there. Why is she on there? Oh, it's because she's on. She's part of the main story, isn't she? Yeah. Now I remember. How could I forget? But yeah, once she's on a raid up with her with Raikou, if you want to roll for the both of them, then yeah, sure. Unfortunately, according to Trinipedia's raid up schedule, it doesn't look like there's like a dual raid up. It's only single or it's only solo or all three of them at the same time. Raikou, Kintoki, and Tam. So if you want to roll on all three of them, I guess if you want, they're all three of them are amazing, amazing to have. I would recommend solos though, just for the sake of your sanity. Morty and 4 tickets. Oh yeah, Shinjuku's banner is still active, isn't it? Hey, congrats, man. You got the dandy man. Good day. Good day, mate. Tips fedora. I'm going to pretend this is a fedora. Tip. How far do you need to level Hans to have him viable for these raids? Trying to get him to max level. As a 2-star support caster, he's kind of flimsy. So, yeah. Try to get him max level. Should you roll for Raikou or Tamo? You don't have either. You argue Tam is more use. Tamo's a long-term investment, whereas Raikou is more short-term. Raikou helps with farming. Tamo helps you with hard, like tougher content, with like late-game content, because for late game and not so much challenge events. Well, even challenge quests too, I'm sure. But especially late game content, you want to have an arts team, because arts teams are, in my opinion, the safest and most reliable teams you can make and use in fights. And who do you want for an arts team? Tamo, always. So she's definitely a long-term investment. Whereas Raikou, you know, you can just level her up, give her Golden Sumo, a scope, whatever, any CE with starting charge, and give her waiver and be like, alright, let's go farm that shit. Boom. Just fucking, you know, MP that shit. You mean your JP account, you've seen 0 Zerker Kintokis? Mainly because there are other more meta berserkers nowadays. Kintoki is still very good for single target farming, and I would imagine you still need to do a fair bit of it, even on JP. Double Tam Neurobride or Tam Waver Neurobride? I would say Tam Waver Neurobride. I'm always kind of iffy on Double Tam because it's very one-dimensional. Sure, if you have Double Tam, you get to break the game because you get to literally skill spam to hell and back. But the thing about them is that they don't really have sustainable defense. Unless your DPS also has their own defensive skill, like defense skill, like defense buff, and I'm talking about like evade or shit. Like, sure, they can, as long if you can get to the point where you can spam both of the Tomo's MPs over and over, I suppose you could heal yourself out of any tight situations. But healing doesn't protect you from getting one-shotted by crits. Now, defense buffs do. Which Zerks are in the meta for JP right now? You might want to have to ask people who play JP. Now's a good time for Razor to show up. I think it was streaming earlier too. How does Guildcaster stack up to Tamo? Guildcaster is I guess you could kind of call him like a 4-star Tam, kind of, but that's not really accurate because it's like, well, the only similarity he has with Tam is the fact that he has an arts buff, and that's it. Just Tamo can do things that nobody else can. There's nobody else who can really replicate her gameplay or her kit. Like, Gil's more your standard support caster, but because of his arts buff, he's definitely an arts support caster. Just not as good as Tamo, but he does have some pretty good buffs. His only real problem is that he doesn't have a way to keep himself alive. Because at least Tamo has hit her shapeshift. Gil's only defensive buff is, oh, well, there goes my processor again. Now that's a processor crash, but I think RMS already went to sleep, so whatever. Anyways, let me make sure that my computer is all safe and dandy. But yeah, in case, hopefully stream can still hear me. But yeah, okay, we're good. So yeah, Guildcaster's only line of defense is his what do you call it? His defense buff that he gets after using his MP. But he has to use his MP first in order to get that defense buff. And it's only 20% too. So it's not that much. Edison have a cooldown skill? He does, but that's in JP. I think. He's still somewhat lackluster. Yeah. Tamamo is kind of like Kintoki, Berserker Kintoki, in terms of, you know, oh, like, how good are, like, you have like an art support servant, and it's like, and you want to gauge how good they are. It's literally just, oh, okay, so you have, you know, that's cute. You want to use a, you know, a certain art support servant, right? So how good are they compared to Tamamo? Can they give somebody a 50% arts buff for 3 turns? Do they have an MP that heals everybody, reduces everybody's skill cooldowns by 1, and refund them for at least 25%? No? Oh, might as well still use Tamo. The only reason why you wouldn't use Tamo for arts teams is if for some reason you can't find her on your support list and you don't have one of your own, and you just kind of have to improvise. Is Tamo gonna get a rate up? Yes, sad Juju, she will. According to Trinipedia anyway. Which we should get it too. Tamo will get her own rate up with Onigashima, which I'm happy for. Because the more rate ups Tamo has, the better. Yeah. She'll have her own solo rate up, I think, twice, and then she'll have like a group rate up with Raiko and Kintoki. So you'll have at least 2 periods where you can roll for her solo. Arts team just naturally get way more MPs off. Yeah, that's the whole point of them, and that's why they're so strong, because MPs have such good effects. Especially coming from support servants, obviously. Use Geronimo for arts teams. I mean, if only they made all his skills AoE, then you might see people unironically use them. Not gonna lie. Who's your favorite 4-star servant? Media Lily. How good is John with the MP upgrade? Oh. She's busted. That's kind of that might be an exaggeration, but she's really good now. Her biggest problem was a stun. Her buff gets rid of that. So literally, she no longer has to worry about stunning herself. And not only that, she gets a debuff clear. And that's the one thing that Talmo does not have. Of all the things that Talmo can do, the one thing that she can't do is debuff clear. That's what John has. So Jean Talmo is actually a really good defensive arts team because Jean gives Invul heal and debuff clear. So it helps keep everyone healed and sustained, because if you don't have to worry about debuffs, you know, that's just one more burden that you don't have to worry about. John is really good now. Her stun was really the only thing that was holding her back. Now she's really good. Her skills are still kind of lackluster, but you care more about her MP. You're going to use her for her MP, not so much for her skills. And even then, I know Soberoni calls her skills absolute trash. To a certain extent, I agree, but against servants is what she's meant to be used as. Use her against servants, and then her skills don't suck as bad. They're actually usable. At best, they're actually quite good. But you know, at the very least, as long as you use them against servants and you use them appropriately, they're serviceable. They're not that bad. You can work with them at the very least. Why is Sherlock considered good again? His MP gives everyone defense pierce, which is an extremely rare buff. For you to get defense pierce, you would need to have an MP that has that effect built into it. Not everybody there are only a very few number of servants in this game, even in JP, who have the ability to give defense pierce as a buff. At least I'm pretty sure Sherlock has defense pierce. He has defense pierce, right? Or was it just Invul pierce? It might just be Invul pierce. I might be talking out of my ass again, but yeah, he has that. If I'm not talking out of my ass, then Sherlock does have defense pierce, which is a very rare buff, and I think he generates stars. He might generate stars, and he gives everybody a crit buff. He might not generate buffs, but he does give everybody an insane crit buff. He's very anti-challenge quest focus, I would say. Is Jean a good soloer now? Yeah, arguably. Invul Pierce and Defense Pierce. He's got both. Okay, he's got the Kiara effect. All right, cool. Even better. Guess I'll pass on Sherlock then. Yeah, he's not a must-have. He's not a must-have. He's just nifty to have. Just not a must-have. You're not gonna. I would say you're not really going to. You know, regret not rolling for him from a gameplay perspective. Arts comps usually tend to be pretty bad at farming, good at challenging content though. Yeah. Until they buffed her fucking first skill, Talmo's first skill. That changes things. But yeah. Until then, until next year, yeah. Or was it 2 years ago? Or in 2 years, whenever it is. Yeah, until then, arts teams typically aren't used for farming, just for late game tough stuff. Most CQ memers keep a copy of Sherlock at level 1. Honestly, I might do that too. I've been trying to get into FGO esports a little bit. Too bad most of it's fucking RNG hell. Question is, what mats are worth whale farming in Onigashima? Feathers and hearts. I don't think their rates are as good as what we've had during you know, other events, but it should be still pretty decent. Best of all, they're on the same node, so you farm for both of them at the same time. You can only go for one. Raiko or Kintoki. Who to pick from? If you can only go for one, Raiko probably. I would say go with Raiko. Go with the tits. Cause she's much more flexible. Kintoki is just come in and smash once and die kind of thing. Any sleeper servants like MHXA that are future-proof investments? The most, I guess, pressing one would be Neurofest, because that's our next like major hyper whale levels of farming event. So just check this spread link, this spreadsheet by Saber of Avalon. Just check the servants that you'll need there, and just look those up. Is there an actual way to speedrun Onigashima? Nope, it's time gated, so you can't speedrun it. Dumplings over flowers is a quick C. Is it a must-have? Skip. What was it again? It was like 15% quick buff and 15% MP damage buff, or something like that. Probably not that great. Because with the thing with quick teams, is that you're probably going to be using double Scotty anyway, eventually. So once she's in there, a craft essence that only gives you 15% quick buff and 15% MP damage buff doesn't really seem like a lot when you already have a 100% quick buff on you in the first place. So yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Chief. Like maybe if you have no other quick options, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But I'm assuming that you have other craft essences to work with. But that's just my own nonchalant whale opinion. How much longer do we get Holmes until NA? A little over a month. In fact, yeah, a month and 2 days. We're very close. Holmes is practically right around the corner. Is Heracles still one of the best berserkers in the game? Yeah. Do you like pressing big red buttons? Yes? Herc's the servant for you. Does death work on servants? Yes. Just not that often. In fact, it's very rare. If you let's put it this way: if you insta kill a servant, like a legit servant, not a shadow servant, but like an actual servant that you can see, and not a shadow one. Let me repeat that. If you insta kill an actual servant, enemy servant, you could have gotten an SSR from that, or you could have used that same luck to go pull an SSR from the gacha. or something like that. Chances are it's TLDR. Chances are it's not gonna happen. So it's not a reliable tactic. That needs to be recorded. There are YouTube videos of people managing to pull off insta kills. Since Rashomon was just last week or so. Last year, we some people on Farmville were wondering like, oh, can we insta kill Ibaraki? Or was it on Farmville, or was it just on the subreddit Discord? Either way, wherever it came from, somebody was wondering if you could insta kill Banana and if whether or not the damage points will still count. And when we were talking about it, I was like, why is everybody in my chat saying F? Y'all should fucking refresh rather than pressing F. Back last year when we were discussing it, I was like, oh no, I don't. Some people did some YouTube detective work, and eventually we found a video of a JP player who had David's Bond CE, which has an insta kill effect attached to it if he has it equipped, and with a full Brave Chain on the extra attack, he managed to have David insta-kill Ibaraki, and it instantly wiped her entire 6 million HP bar. And it actually did count. which is pretty hilarious. So there are videos of people actually insta-killing servants. And Ibaraki was an event boss on top of that. So it's possible. It's just like how many times that guy had to do that in order to pull that shit off, you know? Pulled Chuten from a ticket. Hey, congrats, man. Lucky ticket. Just in time, too. Insta-kill would actually defeat a break bar, or would it break just one of the bars? It would probably only break one bar. It would probably only break one bar. It wouldn't get rid of all of them, obviously. That'd be broken. But it would just get rid of one bar. Who's Ku? I said David, not Ku. I'm fast as fuck, boy. Insta-kill from an extra attack. Yeah, because I think David's CE specifically states that every attack he makes has a chance to insta-kill. Has a chance to instantly kill. It's every attack he makes. So the extra attack also counts because that's an attack. So. Yeah, insta-kill only breaks one bar on break bars, which is how it should be. If insta-killing could instantly delete an entire servant's break bar, then, well, actually that wouldn't really change much, because it's so fucking rare. But, I mean, you would definitely see people going for, like, those YouTube, those Rexlent level 200,000, 300,000 views levels of videos of video content where people try YOLOing for insta kills, if that were the case. Hey Tiberium, what's going on, man? Hey, cheers to you too. Hope you've been chilling. A Talmo fan? Yep, that's me. Is there a lore reason why David's Bonsi does that? Yes, actually. David's Bonsi, which I actually have, in fact. David's Bonsi is the Ark of the Covenant, I believe. Let me try to find it first. I know it was one of the more recent C's that I did get, or was it actually? No, I believe it's been I believe it's been a while. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this. Yeah, so his Bonsi is the Ark of the Covenant. So in FGO anyway, and possibly even in biblical lore, in FGO, if you are most people instantly die if you touch the Ark of the Covenant. That's how in Okeanos, they kill the protag and his crew manage to kill Herc because they trick Herc into they bait him into a cave or somewhere, and they trick him into touching the Ark of the Covenant, and it instantly kills him, I think. Because the Ark of the Covenant is so holy that if you are not like super holy or some shit, like if most people, most things, should just instantly die if they touch it. So that's why it gives David insta kill chance with every attack he makes. True and biblical too. All right, makes sense then. Fate being a true to actual canon. How amazing. Yeah, it insta kills Herc. Straight up bypasses his god hand and his 9 lives. What are we doing? I'm just doing a Q&A stream, just trying to help people out with Onigashima and shit. If they got any questions like, oh, am I prepared for this and this and this? Like, people always ask me every time I stream, like, oh, do you think my my so-and-so servant is strong enough for so-and-so event? This is the stream to ask that in, because I will answer it. I will actually answer it. So is David attaching the arc to his staff? Imagine that, right? Fucking he fucking takes it to his staff and starts waving it around. Hey, I should be fighting like this more often. This is pretty easy. Just poke somebody with it, they just instantly die. Hey, why didn't I think of this earlier? Woohoo! God Hand and 9 lives are two different things. I think technically yes. God Hand is his actual resurrections, right? That's what he has in FSN and in Fate Stay Night. Whereas our Herc has 9 lives, which is the attack. Because I believe somewhere is explained that the Herc you summon in FGO is technically the weaker version, because you're not as strong of a, you're not, you know, the same caliber of a master as FSN Ilya was. So yeah, if you summon FSN Herc as the FGO protag, as the FGO master, he might be a little bit too much for you to handle. So Herc, I guess, comes a little bit nerfed, and he has 9 lives instead of God Hand. Ilya is just a monster of a master, so she gets OP Herc with fucking God Hand. It's in his interlude? Alright. Just go read his interlude then. For the lore. Lore is very important. Hey. Might as well collect those. Or should you be grinding for a golden sumo in raid or whatever? No, Carrie. I'm glad you asked that, actually. You can't grind for sumo during raids. The raids drop you extra hot springs CEs. Almost every free quest, as long as they're like 40 AP, well, not almost every. I'm sure there are some that can't drop you the sumos. But there are free quests, select free quests in the event where they have a chance of dropping you golden sumo. Typically, it's going to be the 40 AP ones. And according to Kazumai, which is like a data mining, a Chinese or Taiwanese, I'm pretty sure it's Taiwanese actually, a Taiwanese data mining website that we used last year because they had data mining information on Onigashima. Some nodes actually have slightly higher chances of dropping you sumo than others. Because of that, I actually farmed in the Cavern node where you fight Dante's as the servant boss at the end, because it had like a 1.2% sumo drop rate as compared to like the usual 1% that you would have to deal with others. Oh no, wait, no. It was 0.8% or some shit like that for some nodes, and it was the proper 1% for the others. I believe the Dante's node was one of the ones that had the proper 1%. But the trade-off was that you couldn't have access to the cavern node right away. I believe last year I watched X Zero farm for sumo copies at the Mave node. There was like this one node where the Hot Springs node, I think it was, where you fought Mave or somebody like that. And it was one of the nodes where you had like a slightly lower chance of getting sumo. It was like 0.8% or something. Oh, it was 0.6. Even worse. Basically, every time you farmed for a golden sumo in one of those nodes, it was worse than getting a rate up SSR. So good fucking luck with that. So if you wanna farm for sumo, with a 0.6% rate, go fucking right ahead, knock yourself out. Me, I was like, yeah, nope, not touching that shit. And I just waited until the cavern node came out, and then I just farmed that shit. Can finally break a second sumo without needing drops. Yeah, that's the perk of being a veteran player, an old-time player. If you played it last year, don't need to worry. You can get your second sumo next year, or this year. Where can you see that? Does anybody... Hey, yo, Saber, do you have the link to Kazumai's, data sheet? I used to have it, but I guess my computer history forgot it, because it's been such a long time. Like, I know Kazumai has it, and their data should still be good, because they covered this event. It's all in Chinese though, so you might have to get used to navigating the place. But there is a little stub where it does say, like, it does show you like individual CE drop rates, drop percentages, percentage chances for each node. There you go. Saber Avalon put it in YouTube chat, so check it out. It also shows you the drop percentages for other mats too, not just sumo, sumo Cs. It's a very good website. Just ignore the fact that it's all in Chinese. This is the last chance to get golden sumos. Yeah, this is your last chance. You will get one for sure, one Limburg one for sure, just by doing the event. Damage ladder. You get your first copy of sumo, actually very quickly because all you need to do is just clear 5 million damage, and that should be relatively easy. And then you get the other 4 from shops. If you want 2, you're gonna have to farm for the extra copy. So you're gonna have to farm 5 extra copies. Give her a damage C, Archer. 2030 is not good because 2030 only gives her health. She doesn't need the health. She wants the damage. Give her damage. Buster CE, crit CE. Just not 2030. Give 2030 to a support caster. Is this the is this the Neurofest thing? Yeah, it is. Yeah, there you go. Firing for a 0.6% drop rate doesn't sound fun. It's not. It really isn't. I remember watching X Zero's event streams back in the day, last year when he was farming for Golden Sumo. On that 0.6% node, and yeah, it was painful. It was painful. He grinded that shit out, so props to him. I couldn't do that. So are there any must-have servants to roll for eventually or save for? Uh, Rule of thumb, when it comes to FGO, there are 4 servants that I like to call the big 4. Merlin, Scotty, Tomo, and Waver. The reason for that is because this game is heavily dependent on a support meta. In that support servants are really fucking useful. So those 4 are the ones to watch out for. They're the big 4. Scotty for quick, Merlin for buster, Tomo for arts, and Waver for literally everything else. And sometimes even those in those teams too. Who's Scotty? Scotty. She's a 5-star caster. She'll come out next year. She's Merlin, but for quick. The BS King of Song challenge quest is this year, right? It should be. Let's all fucking go die together. Chances of you getting Raiko with 400 quartz. I don't know. I didn't get an SSR within 2300. So, maybe none. Maybe you'll get her. Who knows? The game will tell you when you start rolling. Scotty meme, my dude. Beam me up, Scotty! When's K&K rerun? Next year. When do we get Scotty? Next year. I remember looking for the Rainbow Sparkles. Yep, it was Rainbow Sparkles because we didn't have Rainbow Sparkles. Was it Rainbow Sparkles? I thought it was the cross shaped sparkle. I don't know. I don't remember if we had rainbows back then. I'm pretty sure our first event where we had the rainbow drops, the rainbow CE drops, was summer. I think that's the first time I remember seeing them. I think for Onigashima we still had the cross drops. I'm pretty sure we didn't have the rainbow. We didn't have the rainbow flashes. We didn't have the rainbow pops with Onigashima. I don't think. That sounds a bit too early, and I don't remember. I don't recall seeing those. Didn't find out about leveling until you went to Chaldea Gate. You've been in the stream for a while, and you didn't know that still? Well, better late than never. But yeah, you should probably seen that. That's why you watch my video, Maxine and Naru. I can tell you didn't watch my video. Shelling for views, by the way. We had rainbows on the drop, but not on the icon. No, that doesn't make sense because the rainbows came with the rainbows came were put in with quality of life at the same time as the indicator, the icon indicator. Because before them we only had the sparkles. Hey, what's going on, ORZ? We had for one event, went back to process? Probably. Like, for a certain time, up until a certain point, it was like crosses, and then maybe a rainbow somewhere, and then they went back to crosses. It was kind of inconsistent, I agree. And then starting from 1.4, they were just like, yeah, let's just standardize this, and they just stuck with stuck with that shit, or something like that. Something like that. Will Masters get any sleep out of the Onigashima? You mean the player base? Yeah. Because after Onigashima is Agartha. It's just a story event. Or it's just a singularity. So, take your time with that. And after that is Anniversary, which, you know, nothing's really going to go on unless they give us, like, Anniversary challenge quests, like the Memorial quests and shit like that. Though, they kind of gave them to us early. So I don't know what they're going to do with us here. Or I'm not sure what they're going to do for us this time around. We'll see. Did you get rid of any Honnoji or Rashomon Seas for space? Not yet! I really should. But I'm lazy, and also I'm working on a ton of other things at the same time, so... Haven't really had a chance or the time to go back and really sit down and liquidate my my CE collection. Or slightly. Or slim it down a little bit. At least a little bit. Do you know if Jalter's going to be on raid up again? Her next raid up is going to be Da Vinci rerun, which is next year. You're still going to be waiting for a while. Raiko Lancer is the best Lancer if it's about damage. Yes, she's pretty broken for a 4-star. Good luck rolling that 50 servant pool. Honestly, that GSSR was, it was probably intended for, like, casuals, for lack of a better term. Casual players who haven't really rolled that much and obviously don't really have that many SSRs. Because for them, it's a win-win because chances are they're gonna get a new servant either way. But for people like me, that's a fucking landmine. That's basically a USO gambling simulator. Put in 30 Saint Quartz, pull the lever, and watch your USO pop out. Haha! Got 'em, boys! Try to start an alt account on your sister's iPad and you got sent. Are you cursed? More to the point, why did you start a second alt account? When you already have your main and your uber lucky alt account. Free USO, by the way. Hey, got him. Somewhere in Japan, DW, Tucson, and the rest of the FGO staff are rubbing their hands together like fucking Birdman. We got him, boys. This is how we're gonna make all the whales waste their precious gotcha money. I've heard rumors about GSR giving out multiple SSRs. That's not a rumor, it's true. There are people who have received multiple SSRs in GSR. So yeah, this is GSR, this upcoming GSR where it's literally every single SSR that's ever been released in the game. Yeah, you could get two or even 3 limited servants at the same time. That's possible. It's just improbable, just not impossible. It's happened, and chances are, with so many people rolling GSSR, it's probably going to happen to somebody. That 4 SSR roll, yup. We call that EX luck, yes. Year and a half of gaming, 3 SSR. Hopefully you get, hopefully your luck turns around, Louise. That's why you roll GSSRs. Because most of the time, it should be another SSR for you. And it's super cheap. Compared to whaling, that is. DW, whales are planning to MP5 SSRs. Makes more SSRs. Big brain. That's not big brain. That's obvious. I'm not stating German technical superiority. I'm just stating the fucking obvious. How much money for a GSSR? Normally it's 30 Saint Quartz. Paid, by the way. Can't be free. Has to be paid. That's the catch. But we're hoping that they give us the half-price GSSR quality of life this year. We're hoping. We'll see if we get it, but we're hoping it is. For now, just assume that it's 30 paid quartz. But hopefully, maybe they'll give us the 15 one. Maybe they'll give us the discounted one. Of course, I would say that. I would pull out that kind of reference, and right when one of my YouTube mods comes in, hey Musaki, what's going on, man? I hope you understood that was a reference and not just me, not just me sounding like a fucking JoJo fanboy. Shuten didn't come home. Rip. Don't worry, man. You'll have another chance, Marcus. She'll get another raid up later on this year with the Shimosa raid ups. That's in like what, October, November. She'll come back later this year. Just wait like 4 or 5 months. When is GSSR? In about a month. During anniversary. I really want to know why Herc is only 4-star. Arbitrary decisions. Why is St. George a 2-star when canonically and lore-wise in FGO he's supposed to be a really super fucking broken servant? Why is somebody like him a 2-star? Am I gonna be at X? Yeah, you'll have to find me though. Because I'll probably be just running around doing my own thing. Bit sad when you invest all your quartz into Shuten and she doesn't come. Yeah, that's the gotcha sometimes. It happens. The good news is that Shuten comes back on raid up. Shuten has, like, for a limited SSR, she has so many fucking raid ups. They might as well just make Shuten Doji permanent with how many fucking raid ups they give her. Like, what? Like, I know you're a Japanese company and you love your Japanese servers. So come on. By that point, might as well just make her fucking permanent. I mean, God knows we need more we need more permanent 5-star SSR. We need more SSR assassins in the fucking pool, in the permanent pool, because we only have 2. Why do doors give so little QP? Are you doing the 48 with outside of like a few exceptions? She's basically Gil, yeah, the Gil of female SSR raid ups. People love Yuki Aoi. I mean, people love Saber's voice actor, but they haven't put out, you know, they haven't put out Proto Merlin yet. It's not because of that, I don't think. Is there a QP spot, farming spot coming up somewhere this year? Yes, they're called lotteries. I hope when FGO releases Archer Herc, it's going to be on a summer banner and he'll be in a bikini. They've already done that. It's called his second anniversary CE. That's the closest you'll ever get to having a summer Herc. Enjoy it. After Setsubun and Mammon? What's Mammon? Point is, she still gets quite a few raid ups. So. Have you completed Cleopatra? What do you mean by completed Cleopatra? Don't you know that we can't have any right to serve and be in the permanent pool? Yeah, because too many people would fucking throw a fit about his art. Oh wait, that's only Raiko. Haha. Old Man Lee is also in the pool. I guess technically he's permanent. Because FGO considers story-locked servants permanent, so I take that back. Technically there are 3, not 2. But effectively there are only 2. Story-lock may as well be limited, yeah. And in some cases, if you look at it in some ways, they're even worse than limited. At least you can USO for them. USOs, Omega lol. Tomorrow's event is a good time to farm QP. QP? I'm sure the damage point ladder will give you QP, but to farm it, I don't think so. Just for now, just stick to doors, 40 AP doors. Your next QP farming event is Neurofest because that's a lottery. Farm lotteries for QP whenever they're around. Whenever they're not, go farm doors. That should be like the QP plan. I should make a video just being like FGO's QP plan. Here it is in literally 1 minute, in literally half a minute. Farming QP plan. If lottery, farm. If not, doors. And with an asterisk at the end, and then underneath there's a fine text that says, with a few exceptions like OG Fate Zero rerun, Fate Zero event. Which is not true of what is it? The rerun, because they changed that. Either like Fate Zero rerun or Fate Zero event, the OG one, or Seraph. K-scope rate up when? Whenever there's no rate up for CEs. Best QP guy, 10 out of 10. Yep. Which door level is most efficient? 40, by far. Always do 40. You start playing this game in January this year. What's lottery? You've been in my stream, Scarlet, for long enough to know to repeatedly hear me say talk about lotteries. And don't be like some other people who and say, "Oh, I just never heard you talk about it," because I definitely talked about lotteries more than once. Lottery events are events where you farm currency, you farm a special type of currency, and then you use it to roll like this box, this wheel that gives you randomized items, randomized mats and QP and XP cards, and you roll until you roll an entire box's worth, and then you restart and do it all over again. When is the update in the USA? Pretty sure it starts a day earlier. Are you talking about Onigashima? It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. The maintenance will start tomorrow in 23 hours. A little under 23 hours, and then it'll what is it? Start in 27 hours, little under 27 hours. Thanks for raid, Ludes. What's going on, man? Saw you were streaming a little bit earlier today. Hey, what's going on, everybody from Lude's stream? Just hanging out with my sexy Tomalancer here. We're just doing a little guidance stream, trying to help out people who are gearing up for Onigashima. We did a stream like this earlier last month, a little over a month ago for Seraph, to help people kind of get ready for Seraph. Now we're trying to do the same for Onigashima, considering it's our next event. It's where we're gonna have to deal with for the next 2 weeks. So, when in doubt, roll it out. Get repressed. Roll again. FGO in a nutshell. Yep. Go on to the subreddit or the subreddit Discord and complain about why you're so unlucky and tell everybody you're quitting the game, and then, you know, day later, oh hey guys, do I need to farm the event now? With the event damage bonus, is it worth using Fuma, or should you stick to Arjuna? Well, Fuma's pretty good for farming riders, so there's that. Spam Twitter posts with your 10 roll results. Yeah, imagine if I tweeted literally every single 10 roll that I ever did on stream. How do USOs work? You go to shop, go down to special summon. If you have 10 of them, you get to pick whatever SSR is on here. During raid ups, you will have the opportunity to USO whoever's the limited, whoever the SSR is on banner on raid up. For limiteds, it also applies to them. The catch is that you can only USO one copy of them, as you can see there. But it is a way for you to get a limited SSR immediately. Or, this is how most whales would do it. You can roll for a limited SSR 4 times instead of 5. Once you get your 4th copy and you have enough USOs to just USO, buy them straight from special summon, and you're okay with that, then you can just do that. So it saves you a bit of money. Or, in the cases where when people are trying to chase MP5 and that 5th copy just refuses to fucking show up for like 2,000 Saint Quartz, this is what it's intended for. To save you that headache. Normal people will never get a USO. Yeah, it's something most people will probably never see in their account. No worries, dude. I'll be lurking. Hey, thanks for raid. Once again, thanks for raid, Boots. And have a good night lurking, I guess. But yeah, we will be chilling, just chilling like villains here. How good is Malter? She's kind of memey. People use her for quick memes, for her reload memes. Mainly, one of her skills is a 50% quick buff, but it's on a 3-turn cooldown, and it only applies to her first quick card, and then it runs out. So what some people do with her is to use her for what are called reload memes. Rex has a video on this that demonstrates what this is, where they intentionally they intentionally spam Malter's quick buff, quick card, or quick skill as many times as they can, because it doesn't run out until you actually use it. So you can just infinitely stack. Theoretically, you can just infinitely stack it so long as you don't use a quick card. So you just keep stacking that over and over and over, or as many times as they can, and then they use it on one target, and then it fucking annihilates them. So some people use her for that. Outside of that, she's alright. Tuhu Servant 1, never. Malter hits really hard for same with Taria, but she shines once Scotty comes out. Then she can MP loop. I've heard that it's very hard to get Malter to MP loop, though. Because remember, she doesn't have an MP generation skill, I don't think. So it's very hard for her to be able to loop. Am I going to play Madagacha? I really want to, because I'm a fan of the series. And besides, Chito Sai will also voices Homura. How could I say no to her? But I have to because I'm already playing this, Boats, and Girls Front Yard. I can't take another one. would be too much on my plate. So can't do that, unfortunately. What's Malter's deck? Buster Buster, Arts Quick Quick. So 2B2Q. It's a Lancer deck, I think. Oh, is it a Lancer deck or is it a is it one of those weird 2A2Q decks? I want to say it's a 2A2B. It's a Lancer deck, but I could be wrong. Maybe it is just 2A2Q. You playing Azure? Yeah. Started when it first came out. Been playing ever since. I just usually don't stream it, so some people might not know that I play boats, but I do. I most certainly do. It's 2AQQ. Oh, okay. Then, there you go. Also, rip Magic Record. They should Magic Record. They should have just released it earlier. I mean, I had actually heard about it from my friend who also, same guy who got me into FGO, because back then he was super into mobile games and trying, like, he was a fan, like, trying out all different kinds of mobile games to see what he liked, and he was the one who told me about the Madoka gacha game. He tried getting me into it. You know, like, hey, it's a Madoka gacha game. Why not try it out? But he'd already gotten me into FGO, and I was like, I'm good with FGO for now. And plus, it had originally released in Japan first, obviously. So. JPNs, are you still gonna play NA? Yeah, of course. I'll play it until the game ends, and then we'll see what I do from there. Okay, Fubuki, have a good dinner or whatever you need to eat. When are we going to get a Carmilla alt? We already do, and it is. Can I find it? This one right here. KGV and Bismarck had you all. To be fair, I did already buy Bismarck's Live 2D, and I will marry both of them. Man, this friend of yours keeps getting addicted to gacha games. He's laid off on the gacha games since then. He's kind of gotten bored of them. So, this is like 2 years ago. So, people can change in 2 years. Could you predict when this game's gonna end? This game is gonna end? A game that makes a company fucking $3 billion in profit a year, it ending? The fuck? That's the same as fucking burning 3 billion and that's the same as just fucking burning a stack of 3 billion bucks. Why would you want to do that? How do you stay sane with the amount of dedication and farm the same nodes? Distract yourself. That's what I always say. You gotta distract yourself. Farming it by itself is super fucking boring. Even I'll admit that. Super boring. But, if you have other things to occupy yourself with, like for example, I listen to music, I stream, which is actually a pretty good way to make it not boring because I have you guys to hang out with and talk to, and you guys make it not so boring. Sometimes you guys piss me off and annoy me, but, you know, that's only some of the time. So, overall, it's worth it. But, I heard that. If I'm not streaming, I'm listening to music, watching streams. It's not so bad. But still, you still need to have a pretty strong mental state in order to grind a lot. That much I will say. Because if you don't want, if you're the type of person who can't really farm for very long, you can only distract yourself so much. And in fact, if you distract yourself too much, you're not going to farm at all. If they shift anniversary to the JP date, well, that makes even less sense. It's already bad enough that they're not celebrating our anniversary on the day that it should be. Which is why you sometimes hear the meme of 1 year is 377 days. So delaying our anniversary to match with JP is just gonna make it worse. Like, why do that? And besides, they won't do that because Anime Expo is always the beginning of July, either the end of June / early, beginning of July, depending on how the calendar shapes up. So they'll never do that. Not for NA anyway. Anime Expo is just too convenient and too good of an advertising platform for them to move that. How much do you have to spend to officially become a whale? Why do people care? I'm gonna drop you some truth here, Archer. Nobody will give a flying fuck that you're a whale except for the people who are trying to get on your friends list. Once your friends is full, people stop caring. NA Clairvoyance is nerfed? Yeah, by how much? That's what I want to ask you. How did they nerf us exactly? Oh, we got our quality of life shit a year early? Oh boy, we figured that one out real fast, didn't we? You play Rainbow Six while grinding? Now, I don't recommend because you're concentrating more on another game and not FGO. FGO should still be your main focus because, you know, it's not gonna farm itself. Just listen to LPs or podcasts and streams when you farm. Yeah, perfect. It's background noise. Yeah, the best kind of distractions that you can use to help you farm is background noise. You know, TV, streams, podcasts, and shit like that. Things that you can enjoy without actually having to directly interact with it. Or you could be me and just, you know, play 2 games. You could be that one guy in Twitch chat that I just commented on playing Rainbow Six and shit like that, and pull off being able to play 2 games at once. If you can do that, then all power to you. But chances are, since you're concentrating on playing another game, you're probably going to distract yourself playing from FGO, which is too much of a distraction. Play turn-based RPG. I mean, that's okay at least because it's turn-based. So. When's the next half AP Chaldea and half AP Free Quest? Chaldea for sure on Anniversary. I don't know about Free Quest. Half AP Free Quests are pretty rare. We've only had them like twice ever. Load times getting bigger and bigger while farming. It should actually be the opposite case. That probably means your device is just getting overheated. that might be a problem, Dave. You might need to look into that. Because it should actually be the opposite. It should be the other way around. Your game and your device should be shortening your load times little by little the more times you run it, or you run a node. Favorite anime opening? Probably either Clannad Season 2 or Angel Beats Season 1. Those 2 are the ones that stuck with me the most. So, I'd say those 2. The true hell is when all 3 of them have major events going on. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I remember when Deep Dive and Seraph was going on at the same time, and then Boats came in and was like, "Hey boys, we're just gonna start going to overdrive now. Here's Kizna Eye and here's fucking PRs and here's what is it? This current event going on right now." The German events, the Bismarck event. There's no season 2 of Angel Beats? Nope. Never was. People wanted one, never came. Are there bugs 'cause they did release back button early? There are a few bugs, yes. Notably, there's a performance bug where sometimes FGO will. I wonder if I can replicate it now because it's still in the game. Yeah. So so normally if you tap Tamalancer here or whoever's your servant here, they rotate, right? So sometimes, let me try to see it get to work. Sometimes if you tap your screen hard enough or fast enough, sometimes your taps won't register. So that's the thing. Overall, the back button content update, while it's overall pretty good, uh, I've definitely noticed performance kind of slacking just a little bit, just a little bit. Like if you tap too rapidly, like for example, I was able to rapidly tap 3 cards whenever I'm farming for max speed, and I can't really do that anymore. I have to I kind of have to go slow, or kind of go like at moderate speed, because if I tap too fast, the cards won't the game won't register one of my taps. Took me once to realize you could spin the globe. Yep. Whee! Does else's phones occasionally burn up while playing this game? Mine did. Mine got super hot. Granted, it was during the summer and during events where I was playing it a lot, but it did get pretty hot. It got to the point where I had to physically cool it down by putting it in my fridge. I'm just this stream was just meant to help people get prepared for Onigashima. Now we're just talking about random shit. You heard JPFGO dropped to 59th place on the App Store? Yeah, because there's nothing going on. They literally just announced a Lost Belt 4 this morning. Like for FGO, both versions of FGO right now for JP and NA, it's both dead game right now. It's dead game week. Nothing going on. So of course, nobody has a reason to roll. Run a quick summary since you missed the stream. Onigashima help stream. There you go. When you live in the southern hemisphere and the summer event happens in winter, yeah, it's kind of strange. People look over at what you're doing. It's like, why are you playing a game that says it's winter when it's in the middle of... Why are you playing a game that is winter that says it's summer when it's in the middle of winter right now? Yeah, Noctis. This upcoming event is one that has Golden Sumo. You will get one limit broken for basically free, because you get one from the damage point ladder pretty early on, and you can buy 4 more from the shop with shop currency. So you're guaranteed one limit broken copy of Golden Sumo. So if that's all you want, if that's all you feel like you need, then you're set. If you want one more, then you're gonna have to farm for the second one. Arcade, FGO, and PC, PS4, Switch 1, never. Are there any servants who are going to carry you through this event? Waver and Merlin like they always do. Does Golden Sumo come as a drop? Yes, some nodes can drop it. And some nodes have a better chance of dropping it than others. No rare prism yet, no. We don't have that yet. How many Saint cores do you plan to spend or save for a summer Tamo banner revenge? I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but I don't really have a reason to roll for her when she's already MP5. So she's good. How many golden fairies did you get from the ranking awards? None, because I didn't bother with the ranking event. FGO Arcade is hosted by Sega, so I don't know about console never. Unlikely as hell though. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Nah. I'm just gonna chalk that up as a no. Could you farm multiple sumos if you're lucky? Yeah. That's what I did. I have 2. When should you start farming Onigashima? After 1 week, because after a week, all the Rakshasa nodes open, and those are the best. Those are the best drops, or those are the nodes with the best drops. Does a rerun as a challenge quest? Yes. You fight all the Onis, both of Ushigozen's crystals and Ushigozen herself all at the same time. Well, in one fight, not all at the same time. You'd miss out on at least 5 SSRs for a second Limit Broken Sumo. I mean, if you want to put it that way, that just sounds that sounds like that's coming from somebody who's too lazy to get a second Limit Broken, though. It's like you're trying to justify not farming. Tell us how you really feel. How hard are you gonna go for Bryn? I'm probably just gonna MP5 her instantly, or when she shows up for Nearfest, just to get her out of the way. What kind of team should you build around Kets? For normal gameplay, crit teams. So, Merlin. Do you think you'll do another free-to-play video like last time? What kind of free-to-play video did I do again? Alright, David. Thanks for stopping by. And have a good one. Take care, man. Does Ushigozen have the demon trait? Does she have the demon trait? I know she's got divine. I'm not so sure about the demon though. Nobu is mom's counter. Yep. Both writing and divine. And she's a berserker, so she'll take even more damage on top of that. Will you get enough 4-star foes at 2K1 character, not including rare prisms? It's gonna take you a long time. Like, maybe the good part of a year. She's got demonic, but not demon. Alright. Cool. FGO with their with its demon and demonic distinctions. Woohoo! What should your support list look like for Onigashima? Full event bonus servant lineup, and then gacha Cs for everybody except for your all and your castle slots, and who should have the party bonus or the hot spring C. How into Fate are you, like, outside FGO? Not that much, actually. Not all that much. Like, I don't really play a lot of Fate games. I don't really collect the figures, like merchandise. I'm not really big of a fan. All my Fate shit, most of my Fate shit is this game. Which summer server do you recommend for getting this year? For this year. Raiko Lancer is a fucking broken 4-star Lancer. She's really strong. Like, if nothing else, like, let's say, for example, you're not really too, you know, high on your chances for an SSR, right? Like, maybe it's like, I don't really have that many quartz. I'm not sure about my chances of getting an SSR. At the very least, try to get Raiko Lancer, because she is fucking busted. They don't have classes, or are they berserkers? Mainly, they're just berserkers, for the most part. Were you the only one who only reached 100k damage because you were farming crates in girls' frontline instead? I can't imagine crate farming taking that long where you would have no more time to farm damage points for Rashomon. Wish Raiko Lancer would share with Summer Nero. Is Raiko Lancer part 2 or part 1? Is she with Malter instead? She might be with Malter, actually. Ready for Agartha? Well, I'm ready for literally anything. That's the question I should be asking other people. She was Malter. Alright, cool. Yeah, exactly, Sirius. Just spam 1-1 with a single pistol. I just used the my Grizzly and gave her like a gold AP equip and just sold with her. Autoed that shit. Only takes it takes about an hour. Something around that, and easy. Use the Tomahawk girl. Whatever got the job done. Do you have any other social media? I mean, I have a Twitter. I have a YouTube channel. Nothing besides that. I don't really like Twitter. I don't really use it a lot, so I never really shill it. So people have to go out of their way to find it. So MP5 homes, we'll see. Not sure at the moment. As a newer player with only 1 month playtime, should you roll when summer comes around or save for Merlin? You were blessed with Ishtar a few weeks ago. Try to roll for Raiko Lancer on part 2 for this summer. Actually, we have both Summer 1 rerun and Summer 2. Which one are you talking about? Best node for the Sumacy. I farmed the cavern node where you fight Dante's at the end. He was the nicest to me. I'm pretty sure he dropped me all five of my extra sumo copies. What does multi-select do? Multi-select. Let's see. Multi-select? I literally have no idea. I've never used this button. Yeah, I literally don't know. I'm sure if you go to the wiki, the wiki, I'm sure it explains it. Favorite summer welfare. Who's this year's? Rishtar, as we'd like to call her. Favorite summer welfare so far? Zalter. Next MP5 target, Castanero. I mean, when I say my harem, that's literally my harem. It's all female, except Stolfo. Every male servant gets burned. Wow, you're one of those guys, huh? Don't come whining back to. Don't come whining into my stream. Come 3 or 4 months from now, where when they rerun Halloween, the second Halloween event, and you find out that one of the challenge quests, literally locks you out from using any of your female servants. Salter is not welfare. Not Zalter type Hensu. I said Zalter. I didn't say Salter. I said Zalter. Now, well, tough luck. It is. But I won't tell you how you want to play. If you want to fulfill your degenerate fantasy of pretending like you actually have a harem of girlfriends, which you will never have in real life, that's fine. That's up to you. We're all filthy degenerates for playing this game. I mean, for fuck's sake, I have my waifu wearing nothing but a fucking bikini, fucking taking up the left half of my screen. So who am I to judge? Zalter, Jalter Berserker. She's the welfare for next year's our next year's summer, not this year. Looks like he's back. I'm quick as fuck, boy. Nice pleasant music, actually. Nice, chill, pleasant music. Is a Berserker Jalter? Yes. She is the event welfare for Summer 3. The third summer event. She's a single target Berserker with your traditional Zerg deck. She might treat you to the polygamous castration fist, right? It's okay. It's okay. I'm Asian. She might miss. Opinion on Moriarty? Dandy man. He's pretty cool. He's cool. Is FJ the only game you wail on? The other mobile games I play, Girls Frontline and Azure Lane, I do spend a little bit of money on them, and by little bit I mean like a couple $100, which, by all standards, by any standard, that's a lot of money to spend on like a single video game. But compared to what I put into this game, it's chump change. You get last year's Summer Welfare? Yes. Yes, Sinister. You'll have the chance to get Skaha Assassin. Wow, that self burn. Hey man, the best the people who can put down the best roast gotta know how to roast themselves first. It goes roasting goes both ways. You guys don't seem to understand. Roasting goes both ways. If you want to know how to burn somebody else, you gotta know how to burn yourself. Once you know how to make fun of yourself, then you can go out and talk shit about other people. That's just how it is. You gotta be able to take what you dish out, right? Can't be like one of those fucking pussies who talk mad shit but start whining when people start talking shit about them, right? Gotta have a strong jaw. Gotta know how to take a punch every once in a while. And the AoE Assassin, plus, yeah, it's a 4-star too, with 4-star stats. And a quick buff. 50%. So, damage-wise, she's pretty good. What Grailed servant have you seen that you have mad respect for? Anybody else who's also Grailed Media Lily? Because you have to be a special type of degen to Grail Media Lily. Is it worth MP2 Raikou since you already have one at MP1 instead for summer? It depends, Aaron. It depends. How much do you like Raikou? If you like Raikou a lot, and you find yourself using her a lot, then I would say it's definitely worth her getting her to MP2 because the damage jump that you get out of her MP is big. It's very big. You'll notice it. All right, BlackRock Slasher. Thanks for stopping by, man, and have a good night. Who's your husbando? If I had one, it would be Vlad. Rad Vlad. Berserker Vlad. I have a grilled Media. Yeah, but a lot of people like Media. Not as many people like Media Lily. Any other reason why you... So, before I started getting to FGO, I've explained this, this origin story quite a few times. But before I got into FGO, I used to play, still kind of play though, I haven't played recently. I used to play a lot of FPS games. I played games like Dirty Bomb, Killing Floor 2, and in those games, you have a medic class. And those classes are very important. Because if you don't have a strong medic, chances are you will lose. So, yeah. Nobody else knew how to really play medic, or at least not very few people. So I ended up usually being the one, pulling medic duty. And I got really fucking good at it. In fact, I think in Dirty Bomb, when that game was still around, I was one of the best pub medics in the game. At least, that's what I tell myself. I don't know if I actually was. But, yeah. Because of that, I have a huge appreciation for literally anybody who does medic duty. Media Lily is literally all about healing. That's her MO. That's all she does. It limits her, but when you need heals, there's literally nobody better. So, anything you've seen on support list that has disgusted you? I've seen people put up an entire support list and give them experience Cs, like 3-star XP Cs. Hey, thanks for sharing the link, Ashura. In fact, I'll grab that link real quick and put that in my stream description. I'm so glad I enabled the Talmo what emote. Hey Nightmare, what's going on, man? Tuhu origin story. I got a lot of stories. Play KF2. I still play. In fact, I haven't played in a while. I know they've added a lot of stuff to it ever since. So I want to get back into playing it. Maybe I'll play it like sometime over the weekend. One thing bad is that you can't heal one shots. Yeah, that's the thing. That's a critical flaw. You can't heal if everyone's already dead. But if it's like a battle of attrition where you slowly wear each other down, then Media Lily's perfect. Because with her, you don't have to worry about that. Your caster TAM is 3 out of 5. Should you go for 5 out of 5? Not really. Not really. The extra healing is nice, but it's probably not worth it to try to chase after, you know? And plus, she's a permanent serving. She can spook you. So, since you already have 3 copies of her, then I think you're solid. Honestly. Can you share the link here? Yeah, sure. If you had to choose which FPS game would you try today? Like, I assume that you're talking about a game that I've never played before. Technically, I've never played Apex, and I've always kind of wanted to because I've watched a lot of other people play. It seems fun, but I hear that right now there's like a bug. There's like a really bad bug where you can't slide properly, and sliding is a big part of the game. So maybe now wouldn't be a great time to try it. Best Tomo craft essence, Prisma Cosmos. Here's why. Prisma Cosmos gives you 8% MP charge every turn. 10% of his limit broken. That's 8 or 10% MP charge literally every turn, even when Tomo doesn't do anything. The thing about it's either that or MP generation Cs or 2030 if you want to go with an arts crit team for whatever reason. 2030's not 2030. Sorry, Prisma Cosmos is borderline broken because even though it says you only gain 10% MP charge per turn. Oh, it's not that bad, or it's not that much. It doesn't sound like too much. What's the big deal, right? The thing you have to remember is that in an arts team, typically you're always trying to make arts chains. Arts chains give you 20%. So, with Prism Cosmos, if you get an arch chain with one of Tomo's cards in it, that's guaranteed at least 30% charge instantly, right there. 30%. And you chain another, or you make another arch chain, again with one of Tomo's arch chains in it. That's another 30%. Suddenly, you're already at 60%. And that effect is always active as long as Tomo is alive. So every turn, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. She doesn't have to do anything, 10% MP charge. It's almost broken on support casters mainly. And since Tomo's all about trying to spam her MP to fucking hell and back, then any CE that helps her gain more MP charge faster is perfect. Prisma Causes is that CE for her. So it helps her spam MPs out the fucking ass, and just help everybody just spam their skills, keep them alive with heals, and yeah, and keep refunding everybody. Is there a situation where her Bonzi is better than Prisma Cosmos? If you don't have Prisma Cosmos, if you don't have Prisma Cosmos, then her Bonzi is pretty fucking good. But if you want to be a little bit more offensively focused, then maybe, because it's still 15% arts buff. It's still a 15% arts buff, which is pretty good. If you want an arts team that can put out the most damage possible, then yes, take Bonzi. But Prism Causes is a better long-term investment because the longer the game goes on, the longer a fight goes on, obviously the more useful PC becomes because it's charge every turn. So the longer the fight, the more charge it gives Tomo throughout the duration of the fight. So I would say Bonzi is better for like shorter arts, for shorter fights when you want to bring an arts DPS team, and Prism Cosmos for longer fights and some of your standard challenge quest fight shits or whatever. Bonzi is also better for surfing, yes. So farming, that per se. So for like farming. Are you gonna do one of those typical free-to-play, cheap-to-play guides on Onigashima? Maybe, but by this point it's already too late, cause the event's gonna come out literally tomorrow night, and I'm already busy trying to make other videos, so I would say probably not. It's also it's a rerun, so eh. Actually, I've made videos for reruns before, but this time around, nah, because I'm busy working on other videos at the moment. Which is giving you more MP? Arts card increase or MP gain increase? Technically, they're the same. For Ferdinand, they're the same. Unless they have different values, then they're different. But if you have a CE that says plus 25% arts buff and another one that says plus 25% MP gain, they're technically in terms of MP gain they're both the same. All right, Larishiro, thanks for stopping by, man, and watching the stream. Yeah, looking forward to meeting again at X. MP gain is actually generally higher percent for percent. Oh, okay. I learned something. Today I learned something new every day. All right, so then go with Laura Sure, because he probably knows more about the game than I do. Other videos, exciting. Yeah, this month I'm working on a ton of videos. I'm gonna try to get them out as quickly as possible, because I'm on a deadline. So basically, I have a month to get all these videos that I want to make out before Anime Expo hits. MP gain arts up. They stack multiplicative Taipetsu. Multiplicative. If they're different buff types, they're multiplicative, not additive. That's the reason why Surfer, Mordred, and anybody else who can art spam with farming teams, that's why they can do it, because it's multiplicative. Will MP gain also increase quick card MP? Yeah, that's the thing. That's the main advantage that MP gain buffs have over just arts performance buffs, because arts performance buffs only buff arts cards, obviously. But MP gain buffs boost anything that generates MP. So quick cards, arts cards, extra attacks, even buster cards if they have an arts lead off. That's the main advantage. That, and because it's a different buff type, it stacks multiplicatively with arts buffs. So it gives you even more MP gain on top of that. Thanks for the stream where you showcase Waiver Vlad Tam, bullied Ibadaki, even though you didn't have Max, Tam, or Vlad. Hey, that's what's up. They're really strong. They're really strong. Yeah. Obviously, they're at peak performance if you have them at max skills, but even without them, they're still decently strong. When is Axe, and is that for anniversary at you as well? Yes, yes to both. Actually to both. Axe is next month, starting from the 3rd or the 4th. How about BB? MP doesn't do a lot of damage. Yeah, it doesn't. But you know, get a sticker in an arts team, then maybe that'll be a different story. Thoughts on Grailed Zerk Vlad? Interesting. Interesting. I think with Grails, he might do upwards of like 600 to 700,000 damage per MP with full buffs, maybe. So Umu Bright Tam is better than Tam times 2 for refunding. Yeah, that's why for all our surf teams we use Tam Bride and Surf Dread and not double Tam Surf Dread. Because if you use double Tam, even at max skill levels, Surf Dread cannot refund. Unless you have like some super weak mobs or something. And in fact, even with super weak mobs that you can trigger overkill on the second hit, even on them it probably wouldn't work. You need somebody who can give her a an MP generation buff. Got so many Yuri pirates, summer Yuri pirates, and not a single summer Mordred. Hey man, you're gonna get another chance soon, in about a couple months, maybe 2 months, month and a half. Your chance at redemption will return. Can you tell us a little from the vid you're working? Is it... Are you, oh, you're asking me about the how to use all the fives. Yes, I'll be making another round of how to use all the 5 stars, how to use all the 4 stars. That is something I do plan on working on. I even mentioned as such. So don't worry about that. They're probably gonna come out towards the later half of the month though. So not soon, but in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Where do you farm bond points efficiently? Hidden Village at Camelot. 2 waves, and it's like what? It can give you upwards of almost 1,000 bond points. Is it 1,000? Something like that. Are we gonna get a Gramps how to? Maybe. I'm gonna keep that a secret. How do you use Herc when you don't have the Bond C? You don't. Just kidding. You can't. You still can. You gotta protect him though. He's pretty flimsy without it. With Herc, if you want to use Herc without his Bond C, the best strategy is to kill everybody before they touch him. That's literally it. You know when Fujino will be available next year with the K&K rerun. Redux Pog you. Do the first summer servants go away next year? Actually, no, Sinister. They actually do come back next year. They actually do come back next year. So they did what they did for in JP that year was they ran Summer 1 servants just as a banner, no rerun event, no actual event, just the banner. And then they went into Summer 2 rerun, and then they went into Summer 3. That's what they did. So yes, Summer 1 servants will still come back next year too, with full rotations and everything. I'm pretty sure. How good is Asagami? Fujino? She's decent, I think. I recall her being, you know, alright. Can you make a video about 3-star servants? Maybe. We'll see. We'll have to see. Use Prism for a Talma MP every turn. Worked like a charm. Yep. Even the non-limit broken version of it still gives her 8%. That's a decent bit, and it adds up really fast. It's great. Once you use Prism Conda, it's really hard to use anything else. Summer 1 and 2 are bait for BB. Yes, yes. What are the chances of Charlemagne being an FGO? He might be. I mean, he's in a Extella link, so I guess it's only a matter of time. Who knows though? Three-star video. Use coup. It's not bait if you roll for all of them. True, true. But them's whale words, my friend. Building a team around Kets and you have a waiver and triple 2030s. You're not giving Kets a 2030, are you? Because you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't. At least give Kets like a golden sumo or some shit. And you're gonna get one from this from Onigashima rerun. Ruler Charlemagne or Saber Charlemagne? How about both? Prism Cosmos 2030 for waiver. Prism Cosmos for waiver too. In my opinion, for support, when you make an arts team when you make an arts team for your and you bring double art support, so like Tam Waiver, Tam Merlin, or something like that. You want to synchronize their Cs. What I mean by that is when you give Tamo, like for example, you give Tamo Prism Cosmos, right? You also want to give Waiver Prism Cosmos as well. If you give Tamo 2030 for like an arts crit, for an arts crit team, you also want to give Waiver 2030 too, because that way their effects compound and you get an even better turnout because of it. Because with double 2030, you get what 16 crit stars instead of just 8. Because 8 crit stars on its own, it's not too much. But when you double that to 16, then that's a lot. Or not a lot, but it's quite a bit. And that's, you have a good shot that one of your face cards is going to be a crit every turn. One Prism Cosmos is good. Don't get me wrong. But double Prism Cosmos is even better because now Waiver is also getting the same benefits that Tom was getting from the CE. And for Waiver's MP is also very important because it has a chance to stun. Waiver's MP is almost as important of a utility MP as Tomos is. It has, like I said, it has a chance to stun, which is very important, especially if an enemy is about to crit you to death or something. Or land like a killing blow on somebody. It drains everybody's charge, and it plants at least a 30% defense debuff on everybody, and that softens them up really badly for your arts DPS to take advantage of. So Waiver's MP is almost as important as Tomos is. So him having Prism Cosmos just helps him spam his MP all that much more, or get his MP all that much faster. And if you don't own a single 2030, let's see. I think you still want to give Waiver an MP Generation C, because like I was talking about just now, when you use a Tama Waiver, both of their MPs are very important. In fact, in that team, I would say both their MPs are. Actually, no. Tomo's MP is still a little bit more important, but Waiver's is only slightly less important. It's still very important to get, just because of the sheer offensive utility that it has. So, yeah, you want to give both of them MP generation Cs. So if you don't have 2030 or Prism Cons, I think Tomo's Bond C is by far the best because it benefits everybody. Here since launch, no PC. Rest in pieces. Yeah, exactly. Like Dark Sonic, just go with MP gain Cs. If that's the case, that's like the next best option after like PC 2030 or Bond C. In case you have none of those. What can be a close replacement for 2030? That's kind of a hard thing to actually. Maybe Midsummer Nights, whatever the name of that sea is, the Tomo sea that we got during Rashomon. This one right here. Here. A Fox's Night Dream. This one, because this is your next best option. In fact, it's like an MP generation CE and a crit star generation CE combined, because when it's limit broken, it increases your MP gen by 25% and gives you 4 crit stars per turn. It's not as much as 8, but it's still something. Still something. So if you're looking for like 2030 or something that's like 2030, but you don't have 2030, but you do have this, then it might be an option for you. And considering we're fresh off Rashomon, maybe you rolled for Shuten. In fact, her banner is still active right now, so you can still get this. It's active for like one more day, but you know. Too bad it's Gaji C. Yeah, well, That's just how it is, right? That's just how it is. It's either you have it or you don't. I'm just trying to throw out suggestions. If you don't have it, then that's not my problem. I'm just trying to help. What C should you put on support shoot then? A farming C. A farming C. Fox's wet dream. Ayy. Such a great looking CE. Yeah, it's great. It's got TAM. How could it be bad? Yeah, you just get two of those. Hey, if you don't have anything else, then when you make your arts team with Tomo Wavering or like two support arts casters, then just give them both give one of each to both. Opinions on Minamoto as a servant. You mean Raiko? Raiko is very good. Raiko is very good. Some people tend to overstate her power. She's very good, but some people seem to like blow her up a lot. But and I don't agree to. I'm not trying to hype her up to those levels, but I'd say she's solid. She's definitely solid. She's at the end of the day, she's still a 5-star berserker with a solid skill set and good damage utility. Of course, if you're talking about Raiko, of course. There could be multiple Minamotos. No one speaks ill of Mom, except for the people who don't like her art. Big Mama. Tomovich versus regular Tomo. I'll stick with regular Tomo. Tomovich is a bit too evil for my tastes. I'll still touch her tail though. I'll still do that. Too big? No such thing. Too big? That's a weird way of saying thick. No such thing as too big. Shuten and Raiko are literally right as OC store into Fate. I mean, his previous works look very similar. So, is that a surprise? Not really. Like, if you'd known Raita before he got into FGO, they contracted him to do FGO art, then you probably should have seen that coming. You right? Lip exists, yeah, and people like Lip, right? Raiko is a yandere? Yes. She is most definitely a yandere. Her yandere is why she has this right here. Mad Enhancement EX. It's a wonder how her back hasn't given out by now, because she's a servant, and she can handle it. When you, let's just put it this way: when you are a divine human being who has the power to you know, kill people with lightning and kill demons for a living back when you were alive, do you care how big your boobs are? Not really. Also, anime. Our tits are big. Deal with it. Who is the sanest berserker? The sanest berserker. The sanest berserker. Like people like Beowulf. Beowulf literally has only like Mad Enhancement E. Like people with like Mad Enhancement E, or D or something like that, they're pretty sane. Like Beowulf is probably the sanest berserker, maybe. He's down. He's definitely up there. Beowulf, you can have a legit conversation with. Like he's a bro. So, and he'll hang out. So he's manageable. He's not bad at all. Hijikata 2 maybe, maybe. Just don't get him started on Shinsengumi stuff. Then he'll go fucking batshit insane. I would say Vlad. I guess I just consider his original insanity, his madness, as a Vlad who should have never embraced his vampirism. I still look at it from that perspective. So in that case, then yeah, I still consider him mad. But if you ignore that, then yeah, he's pretty cool. Nightingale was able to perform heart surgery with Madness Enhancement active. Yeah, but that's because she's driven by a different kind of insanity to save people, even if it kills them. When you have a nurse saying, "I will save people even if I have to kill them," something's not quite right. You can't look at somebody like Nightingale who says something like that and try to tell me, no, she's actually sane. Like, you can be insane and still have the mental concentration to do something very complicated, like what Nightingale does. Like, we have arts berserkers in the game. That's what they do. That's literally what they do. They're able to do things that require, lots of mental stamina and concentration. That shouldn't be possible of conventional berserkers, but they're still fucking insane. Just because you're insane doesn't mean that you can't do complicated things. That's just not normal of a berserker, and fate along fate standards. But it's not, obviously we have servants who can do it. How insane is Raiko? Her insanity is literally something straight out of a doujin. She will see she will see anybody who she cares, and she'll see the person she cares most about as her love interest. Doesn't matter who they are. Actually, no. I take that. Let me rephrase that. She considers, if she really cares about you, she'll consider herself your mother and your love interest, and she doesn't think there's anything wrong with that. What would Iskander alter be like? Is that even possible? Iskander has a fucking huge ass ego. Would he even let himself be altered? What is MHXA crazy about? Sweets? To be honest with you, I have no fucking idea. Is that Golden's axe in the background? Yeah, it's his. She even uses it as part of her MP, because Kintoki was part of her crew, and that's his weapon. So her MP is her being able to use all of her henchmen's weapons, the katana, is that a katana? Whatever kind of whatever type of sword it is, the bow and arrow, the spear or lance or whatever it was, and Kintoki's axe. She can use all of it, thanks to this skill right here, Eternal Arms Mastery. But yes, that is that is exactly his axe. It's not a coincidence. It's there for a reason. For Heavenly Kings, yeah. Her MP is her basically mimicking that. from what I recall. Because she in her MP she creates 4 clones of herself and then you know, attacks using all of her all of the 4 Heavenly Kings as weapons. How crazy is Nyanta Alter? She's actually, if I recall her lore correctly, she's actually pretty screwed up because she is a servant who's uh should not exist. She should not exist because Nyanta or OG Nyanta, Vanilla Nyanta would never allow that to happen. Under almost any circumstance or under almost all circumstances, she does not allow that to happen. The fact that Nyalter exists is just a bad sign on its own, all on its own. So Nyalter is in a pretty bad spot. Don't let her see Jack, yeah. Keep Jack away. Are we going to Alta next year? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Eternal Arms Mastery sounds like the coolest name in Fate. To be fair, it is one of the strongest skills in the game, in my opinion. Maybe some other people might not agree, but to me, it's definitely up there. Well, aren't altars as a whole not supposed to exist? They can, but some altars are just like, whoa. Like you had to fuck up hard for this to happen, kind of altars. $6,000% can still be outpaced by some archers with the star draw. Sure about that? Because the only one that comes immediately to mind is Arjuna with his Bonsi, because his Bonsi has something insane like 10,000% star weight. It's actually ludicrous. Like, what the fuck is that Bonsi? Not saying it's good, but the fact that it has such a insane crit star weight is just mind-boggling. Just kind of surprised Raiko didn't get lores. I haven't used her enough to really justify the lores yet. I may or may not, but we'll see. Nine times 6,000, still not a ton. Oh, you're talking about total star weight? I was just thinking of the sheer power of the skill alone. That's what I was looking at. But hey, even if it's not a ton by itself, it's more than enough for Raiko to steal stars from riders. Because if you use Raiko's Eternal Arms Mastery, and then you have if you're using Raiko in a serious team, not for farm, but in a serious team, and you have another rider archer in your team, like, what the actual fuck are you doing? Like, what? It's just 1,000? Okay. For some reason I thought it was a 10,000. It's just 1,000. That sounds more reasonable. But yeah, that's still insane on an archer, considering archers have the second highest star weight in the game. Can you explain 20-50-50 star weight? Yeah, everybody in the every servant in the game has a 5-card hand, and when you put them in battle, their 5 cards in a 15 hand rotation has randomly has a 0, 50, 0, 20, 20, and 50. Is that only 4? I'm missing one. Yeah. Stumbling with my words. It's late already. Maybe it might be double 0. So double 0. So 0, 0, 20, 20, 50. So all 3 of your servants in the front line, since they have a 15 card rotation every 3 turns, all their cards have a random hidden value attached to them, either 0, 20, or 50. So there's 2 zeros, 2 20s, and 150. That number is added to a star weight at the end of a star weight calculation. So that determines that helps determine where stars are going. So let's say, for example, if you have no buffs, no star weight buffs, then you take the servant's star weight, and then if one card happens to have the 50 on it, you add the 50 to their star weight. If they are assuming no star weight buffs, and it basically artificially it quietly but artificially inflates their star weight higher than it should be if it has the 20 or the 50 on it. If it has a 0, then nothing changes. That's why when you use MHX's third skill, because it technically reduces one ally's star weight down to 0. The reason why they can still get crit stars sometimes is because that card happens to have the 20 or the 50, and 20 is still greater than 9. Okay, guys, it's already 11:30. I have to call it. Because I haven't eaten that. I haven't actually eaten dinner yet, which is kind of bad because I'm really hungry right now. And I needed to have started on my videos already, but I guess I didn't have the time for that today. So thanks for watching, guys. I've kind of overstayed my welcome. I was actually supposed to get off stream an hour and a half ago, but we're already almost nearing 4 hours. So oops, that happened. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna go raid somebody. No, it doesn't look like really anybody's streaming, because not gonna blame them because it's fucking dead week. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna tap out and go get started on working on videos or degen more boats or some shit. So thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna go host this Infinity Biscuit guy. I don't know who he is, but he's on London or some shit. So go check him out. Tell him what's up. And yeah, have fun with him. So, am I spelling his name right? Infinity Biscuit. Invalid username. Fuck. Okay. I must have misspelled his name somewhere. Infinity Biscuit. There we go. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you guys later. Look forward to more videos sometime either right before the weekend or over the weekend or something like that. And we'll see you guys later, guys. And take care. And for those of you guys, actually, this is too late to mention that now. I was about to say, if you're watching the stream VOD, then and if you have any questions, I'll be watching the stream VOD on YouTube and checking the comments there. But I should have said that in the very beginning and not now. So kind of pointless for that. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out. Have a good night.